Morning.
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 Mm.
Hello.
Okay. I thought, 2 hours later, everybody would be like energized, ready for this thing. So, but I guess
It,
as this goes on and time becomes more and more meaningless, uh, it's all just relative.
It's funny, as you come here, sound like you just woke up, Crash.
Do I sound like I just woke up?
Well,
Yeah.
you
Maybe.
just did, but now you sound more like yourself.
I've been awake since 8, so because I'm a robot. But that gave me plenty of time to play some Animal Crossing. So, whew. All right. Mm. So let's see. Last week, new party member joined, turned in some quests, set up some business dealings, um, made some decisions about what to do next. And I think, did we leave off right as you guys were getting ready to leave town for Daggerford, or had you already arrived at Daggerford?
We were making arrangements to, I guess, leave, and also what our inn was going to be, like how we were going to approach the.
Yeah, I thought we were
Oh, yeah,
gonna
yeah, yeah.
talk
You
about
actually
like
hadn't left yet because you wanted to poke around town and try to find this Pharaoh's Black Talon guy that you rescued way back in the day. Okay. That works for me. Let's see. Oh, there we go. All right. Everybody was so low, but it was me with my volume. Okay. So, have we got everybody? What were we
No,
missing?
we're missing two:
We're down 2. Oh, man.
Canada and Great Britain.
Okay. Let's see. I'll hit them up.
foreigners.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They're just
Hey, I
they're
resemble
just
that remark.
yeah, they're just jealous because like in Canada they get $2,000 a month for as long as this is going on. And in America we only get $1,200 and only if you're poor. So
And only once.
yeah, they're so jealous. Like when you have freedom as like thick and luscious as ours, I mean, it's just people are gonna be jelly all the time. They just can't
How
hang
can you
with
put a
it.
price on
Mhm.
that?
Yeah,
Although according to
exactly.
some sources, it costs $1.05. So
Yeah. All right, let me hit them up and see what the heck's going on. I thought new time would make everyone happy. Oh well.
Yeah, I'm happy.
I'm sure it made James happy.
Yeah. Let's
I
see.
mean, to be fair, I'm just happy playing.
Where are you at?
Yeah, but you're
Canada?
happier playing now than you were, at 6 in the morning.
You do sound what's the word I'm looking for? Alive. Yeah. So that's kind of nice. Uh, for a person that doesn't like to talk to people, I have a lot of chats I have to sort through to find this stuff. Let's see.
No, that's chatting. That's not talking.
Okay, thank God. Um, there we go. Hey, you joining us today? All right. I'm gonna mute and eat my breakfast lunch pizza, and we're gonna give them a couple of minutes, and then if not, we're just gonna start without them in earnest. So,
Okay.
okay. All right. We will start in earnest without them. So, last week you followed up with Prime Water. You recruited a new member of your party, and you decided to follow up on leads to someone connected with the Duchess, which is Pharaoh's Black Talon, a dragonborn noble whose father and this individual as well were living with the Duchess when Lord Black Talon, Pharaoh's father, was found dead, possibly poisoned, maybe. Foul play suspected. Pharaoh's journeyed to Saltmarsh, trying to investigate leads as to the death of his father. While he was doing that, his uncle came to visit. His uncle was also killed under mysterious circumstances. Pretty suspicious stuff, obviously. Jessica Fletcher could probably solve it in, 30 to 40 minutes if she needed to. I'm sure you guys can as well. So let us return to Saltmarsh as you guys try to determine your next step in your campaign to assassinate the leader of Daggerford. All right. So I'm going to drag all y'all over to... I finally got around to it because I was like, I get tired of seeing this landing page all the time, even though it's super beautiful landing page. So I made a page just for Saltmarsh. So we'll go hang out on that page for a little bit while we're in Saltmarsh. Trying to hero stack y'all. There we go. All right. So provide me with some guidance. Where do you want to go in town? What do you want to do? What's the play?
Well, we were gonna wait until Geled publicly denounced us.
Okay, fair
and
enough.
Then I think we were all gonna head over there.
Okay. So yeah,
Does he
by the next afternoon, he would have gotten word out that you guys done goofed too many times. It ain't gonna happen anymore. Nothing so bad as to sour your reputations that you wouldn't be able to get more work. But definitely, he definitely took advantage of the opportunity to sort of distance himself from you a little bit. Basically, like, that you were asking too many questions, and you got a bit greedy about your shares. You didn't take orders. You thought for yourselves too much. That kind of thing. But nothing like you broke contract or, stole from them or anything like that. So, just basically like, I don't want to work with these people anymore. These people rub me the wrong way, kind of thing. Which, if you're a person that doesn't like Prime Water, would make you guys all the more appealing to hire, in theory. So here we go. A smaller, more intimate page for someone.
Such a lovely town.
It is, isn't it? It just looks so dirty.
Well, this is just the shithole end of things.
What? This is the port and the market. These are two of the nicest places in town. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, Crash. I misspoke.
Are you trying to say there's something wrong with the town of Saltmarsh?
I'd never say that.
I mean, the map makes it look like there's a lot more grass than there actually is in these pictures, for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's a medieval fantasy port. I mean, it's pretty stinky. It's a stink hole. So
giant squid right there.
Yeah, delicious.
Before we go to our meeting,
also, let me put some peppier music on, maybe, because
I think that's what hurt the energy level first thing.
Oh,
no
man,
offense, it's good music, but it's just
it's a little too chill. A little too chill.
Is.
All right, let me find us something a little more exciting.
Pietro would like to take some time to change his appearance.
Okay.
So it's not obvious that it's the same half orc that was previously holding this guy captured.
Oh, yeah.
because I don't want me reappearing on the scene to kind of put this guy on edge, because that could impact how this plays out.
Fair. Okay.
I'm gonna actually get a quick bowl of cereal and try I need some food to wake up. I'll be right back.
Okay. Jenna goes to get some cereal. That's fine.
Okay, well, Jed is getting cereal. I guess
Does
I will give
anyone have
myself.
disguise kit to just to?
No, I have one,
Oh, you have. Okay.
and I am proficient with it.
So, with tools, thanks to Xanthar's, you can bullshit the DM about what skill you should use. I will admit it will be hard to convince me that strength is going to be needed for a disguise kit, but the most common ones for disguise kit are dexterity, intelligence, and charisma.
Well, what I'm trying to do, I say, it would require me to be very dexterous.
Okay.
I'm going to make it look like I have a scar over my right eye, sort of like crossing down, like somebody tried to take out my eye while I was fighting them. I'm going to put on a fake beard, just give myself some more facial hair. And I'm also going to change my orcish skin tone a bit.
Oh, okay. What direction are you going? More
human.
More human. Okay. So going with more browns or
Yeah.
more okay.
More browns.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. So let's see. Yeah, you could go ahead and roll it now if you'd like, or we could wait until the crucial moment to roll it. Either way, we're committed here. So
all right, let's just do it. First roll of the game.
There you go. Pietro looks like a completely different half-orc. I don't think any of you have a passive insight higher than 22. So yeah, it would be you are familiar with him, so I would say that you'd have advantage. So you could probably add a +5 to your passive insight, but even then, if your passive insight +5 is not 22 or higher, you have no idea who this strange, well-tanned half-orc with extra facial hair is.
Hello there. Why are you on our ship?
I mean, mine is 20.
Oh, and you are an insightful rogue.
Yeah.
Okay. You have suspicions.
Okay.
There's a lot of bone structure there. This could be Pietro's big brother or father.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing with disguise kit. That is all well and good, but to hide that sweet, sweet Maztecan accent, you are going to need performance checks or deception checks.
I wasn't planning on hiding
you're
that.
Be the strong silent type. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if it comes down to it, I'll just try and bullshit that I'm a different orc from across the sea.
Fair enough. Yeah, Mazteca is big. That's cool.
Saying all half-orcs look alike?
No, it's just I'm a different half-orc from that neck of the woods.
Oh, there you go.
I'm not Pietro. I am Juan.
This seems a little more upbeat, maybe not piratey. I don't know. I haven't really had time to just sit and listen to game music lately to try to update my lists. This should be good though. Oh wait, maybe this guy. Hold on.
So we should call you Juan?
See, call me Juan.
Okay.
Wow, Juan, I think Pietro will really like you.
Oh, I love Garuda.
Oh, this is just ambient. There's no music here.
We'll just bring out another groovy.
Oh, you're right.
Let the ambience roll and just bring out another groovy.
Oh wait, I can hear a little bit of music starting up. All right. Let's see. So now that you guys have him disguised, you want to track down Black Talon. So that should be rather simple with the resources you have in the party. No check required. you eventually find out that he is, in fact, still staying in the city, and he is using his copious amounts of family money, I guess, to stay at the Wicker Goat, which you do know is the local cop bar.
Should I disguise myself as well? I did save his life. I'm not sure.
Maybe you could disguise
Yeah.
Afra?
Well, no. I mean, he knows us.
I don't think I
I'm
was
not
weird.
worried about him knowing you. I'm worried about
Yeah.
the cops.
I mean,
He's in with the cops, so we're
Yeah.
about to pretend to be. We're in.
we'll just say we've, turned over a new leaf. We're looking to go legit. My deception is excellent.
Yeah,
Sounds
maybe you
good.
should just do most of the talking after.
Yeah.
I'm sure a politician like this has a keen insight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
All right. So you head over to the Wicker Goat. It is late afternoon at this point, heading towards evening, and the Wicker Goat is packed. You see, as you enter, Lankus is the owner and proprietor, and he is tending to the many people that are here. I think I actually might even have a map of the Wicker Goat that we could go over to. Let's see. Is there a Wicker Goat
Oh,
map?
he's got an awesome pipe. I just noticed it's like a little Cthulhu face thing.
Let's see. There we go. Yeah, we do have a Wicker Goat map. All right. Man. Have you ever been to the Wicker Goat?
I think
Yeah,
so.
we were here. We met guard specialist. What's her face?
Oh wait, we
Oh,
also
okay.
have the head of that guy to turn in.
That's true. You are
Guard
kind of
specialist
carrying...
Nicolina.
Oh, yeah.
The
We
head
also
of
went there at the very
Okan-
beginning of the campaign.
Okan the Vengeful.
Oh, yes. This is where you decided where your destiny would lie, kind of deal. I gotcha. All right. Oh, yeah. I can even see the ghost of Locke hovering over this map. Oh, man. Those were the good old days. All right. Are you bringing Willie with you?
Nah.
No? Okay. All right. Well, unless a fight's breaking out, I don't know if we need the map, but we'll have the map ready just in case. You never know with adventures. You know how it goes? You know, they get a little rowdy sometimes. All right. So you head on over to the Wicker Goat, and a lot of people sort of stop drinking, and they kind of look over at you guys as you walk in. Your reputation preceding you. What's the play on that?
I'll just kind of, do a princess wave and move on in the room.
Okay. There are some chuckles and some grunts at your princess wave and your sort of nonchalantness at all of this. And yeah, you guys head in. Are you gonna go straight to the bar, find a table, mingle with the crowd, or immediately start looking for your target?
I think just start looking for our target.
All right. Let's see. I'll bring you over to the map, just for immersion's sake. There we go. All right. So as you are kind of asking around, looking around, are you just sort of name dropping this guy, or are you gonna just look for him in the crowd, sort of thing?
Kind of just look for him in the crowd.
Okay, fair enough. So just as you start sort of moving through the crowd, you do eventually find him in the shadowy back corner of the back room, where they are in between pit fights, waiting for the next challengers to get down there and kind of box it out. This is a much nicer fighting pit than the one over at Krebs. Everything here is just nicer than Krebs' place, if I'm being honest. Krebs' place is kind of a shithole. Yeah, just putting it out there.
Maybe a shithole, but it's our shithole.
Very true.
All right, so he seems to be in the process of playing at cards with some people at a table over here, and does not seem to take notice of you as you step into the room.
I'm gonna.
As you walk past this guy right here, this fat guy right here, you hear him talking to these two people at the table. Yes, well, listen. I understand that you're, not pirates, but if you are landlocked, I do have an opportunity for you, a business opportunity. You see, I represent the small town of Phandalin, and we have what some people might call a white dragon problem. I'm on a goodwill tour of the surrounding townships, looking for anyone brave enough to come and fight it. Perhaps you gentlemen would know someone? And then you kind of continue.
Yeah, definitely just walking right past that.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of step behind these guys over here and make a snide comment about their clearly losing hands.
All right. Yeah, they turn to face you, outraged. And this guy looks over at you, his eyes kind of taking in your measure. And this guy right here says, we do not need any assistance. The table is full.
I mean, sorry, I wanted to speak with your friend over there, and I couldn't help noticing.
This lady is like,
not going your way.
This one is no one's friend. This table's sours. I'm out. And she kind of places down her cards, gathers up what little winnings she had, and she kind of pushes past and leaves. Well, if she's out, I'm out. Goodbye. All right. This guy looks over at Pharos. Pharos nods to him, and he says, perhaps I will go and get something to drink. And he just kind of heads towards the bar.
I'll go take this vacated seat over here.
All right.
Yeah, and I'll just sit right next to her.
Yeah.
All right. This guy is going to do a check to see if he remembers your faces. I'm going to give him advantage because you did save his life. But let me see if he remembers who the fuck you is. As the halflings would say. Let's see. Okay. He looks at both of you blankly. So, are you here to play cards or something?
No. I'm gonna look at Jenna like maybe he's not as smart as we thought he was.
Because this is good music for playing cards to.
We've met before. I'm Afra. This is Jenna. We saved your life that time. Remember?
Oh gosh. He's gonna try again. Oh, you were the people that I helped defeat the cultists.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Well, anyway, we have been
Yeah,
doing.
okay. Glad you're still alive.
Thanks.
Mm.
So anyway, we had kind of have a falling out with our patron. We're looking for new work, and we hear that you had something about a murder.
Okay.
I'm kind of playing a little bit dumb.
Oh, I didn't murder anybody.
Oh, no, I mean, I thought you were looking for some people to investigate a murder.
Oh, right. The murder of my father.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I came to Saltmarsh, to find the murderer of my father.
Why do you think he's here?
I received a lot of clues and tips while I was back at Daggerford that kind of led me in this direction.
So, do you need help or what?
Yeah, I guess, sure. I mean, you want me to pay you or something?
Well, that's the idea.
Oh. All right. What do you charge? What kind of services do you offer?
Why don't we just wait and see how difficult it is? You don't seem very upset.
It sounds like that could be dangerous price-wise, because if we don't have an agreed upon amount ahead of time, you could just, charge whatever you want later.
Fine. Let's say 500 up front and another 2,000 when we find the perpetrator.
Wow.
And yeah.
You're that confident that you could find who killed my father when I've been looking for weeks now and haven't found anything.
I mean, we're really good.
Are you?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You might have heard we have a little bit of experience with murder. So
I really haven't heard anything about you ever. Do you do work here in Saltmarsh?
Apparently.
Is this the same guy? Yeah, this the same guy?
Yeah, I'm a little dumbfounded.
Well,
here.
I mean, I know that you helped me defeat the cultists and all, but I mean, beyond that, it's not like, I mean, I keep my ear holes to the ground, and I haven't really heard anything about you or your group, or, I mean, what is the name of your group, anyways? I mean, if you're a serious group of investigators or adventurers, I mean, you'd have some kind of brand name I would recognize, right?
Mystery Incorporated.
I'm like looking around at like all the like conversations that stopped when we entered the bar.
Right.
Like I don't know. I feel a little bit like a movie star that someone has just confused with a different movie star. Like, no, that's okay.
Aren't you like in the Thieves Guild?
No.
I could have sworn the guard captain told me to steer clear of you. It's all kind of coming back to me now, because the two of you are like part of the Thieves Guild.
No.
No.
We are not part of the Thieves Guild.
Oh, that's a shame. I've exhausted all my resources working with the law. I thought I'd try that. Oh well. And he takes he takes a drink of his wine.
I'm gonna look at Jenna like I don't know if this guy actually can help us.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same way.
But yeah, if you're convinced that you could find something out about my father, let's take it slow. I have some spending money. Let's do 100 gold up front, and if you could bring me new leads by the end of the day, I'll throw another 400 in, make it 500, and we'll consider that the real down payment on your services.
Well, what leads have you already exhausted?
Saltmarsh, upset about this possible acquisition by Daggerford, lashing out against the nobility of Daggerford, didn't have the guts to go after Lady Daggerford herself, so they took out my father, who was essentially like her best guy, her second in command, her right hand dragon. Also, it caused a huge political scandal between the Dragonborn, homeland and Daggerford, which the whole point of my father and I living in Daggerford was to establish political and diplomatic trade relations between the nations. It was by Daggerford's invite that we even thought to do this in the first place. So we believe, that is to say, I believe that it had to be somebody from Saltmarsh, because apparently Lady Morwen has a lot of enemies here that would try to hurt her politically, and they would do so through the death of my father, and now apparently my own uncle.
So that's really it? You don't really
Yeah, well,
have
I
any
mean-
other evidence.
Well, I have been sort of poking around. There is a lot of corruption in this town. There's
a lot of corruption everywhere.
well, I mean, there's a lot of corruption here in Saltmarsh. I feel like the only person I've really been able to trust is the guard captain himself. Everyone else here seems to have their own secret agenda, or they're involved with some shady organizations. I even think that there might be some Zentarum operatives here in the city.
You think?
Yeah.
Really? You're not okay.
Yeah, and the Zentarum happen to have assassins for hire. So there you go.
Right.
Mm-hmm. The problem is my reputation of being both a noble and just an overall amazing guy. It's kind of preceded me a bit, and some of the shadier members of the town, they seem to shy away from me. It's like they can tell that I'm not afraid to deal out justice if I feel the need. But if you're, not, and he winks an eye at you, members of the Thieves Guild, perhaps you could dig up information that I haven't been able to. So what do you say? And he pushes 10 platinum pieces towards the center of the table. 100 up front, and if you could bring me more information before daybreak, 400 more, and we could start working this out together. But tell you what, if you could bring me back evidence that you've taken out the murder of my father by morning, I will honor your 2,000 gold piece offer.
Okay.
Do you have any lead suspects?
Well, been looking around the town. At first, I thought that Gellin Prime Order guy, because he seems especially shady. the eyebrows, the mullet. There's a lot going on there that kind of like I feel in Drug Lord a little bit. But there's also this old lady. Now, she doesn't seem that bad, but I don't know. Feels like she's capable of anything. Goes by the name of Ida Owland. Have you heard of her?
Yeah, she's really smart, isn't she?
I wouldn't. Okay. Anyways. But there are some other nobles in town that I have some suspicions about, but I'm just not sure. So I guess we could kind of look into them. Have you heard of the Solmore family?
Actually, no.
Yeah. So the Solmores, they live in like the largest mansion in town, like even bigger than that Prime Water guy. It's like a whole estate. It's got 3 small buildings surrounded, all that kind of thing. Dozens of guards, blah blah blah. Yeah. Apparently, the Scaran Solmore, he hasn't been like out and about in weeks, right? That kind of sounds to me like someone with something to hide.
Huh. Okay.
And I mean, he's by Saltmarsh standards, he's a noble. So he definitely has something to lose if the whole acquisition goes through.
Okay, yeah.
So you just
Yeah.
suspect these rich people?
Well, they're the people that have the most to lose from the Saltmarsh acquisition.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's what investigating is. It's like suspecting things and then following up on your suspicions.
So
I'm
how
gonna
have
whisper
you
to Jenna
followed
that-
up so far?
Oh, well, it's rough because I've been in town and there was like this group of adventurers and I hooked up with them for a little while and then there were these ruins and I kind of got distracted a little bit, but now I'm back at it and I'm really trying hard now. And you look over at him and you see his several empty wine chalices, the playing cards, the pile of winnings.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I really need to find the killer because I feel kind of bad if I return to Daggerford without having found him. And I really want to go home because I hate it here.
Were you there when your uncle was killed? I heard it was a party.
Yeah. He was kind of a trashy guy. So apparently there was this huge orgy and he just had like a massive like cardiac arrest. They say he was poisoned. That leads me to think that maybe the assassin also can disguise what they look like. But really, they could have been any kind of female of any species, because that's the kind of dragonborn that my uncle was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, orgies happen all the time at the Duchess's house, so that's not really.
Do they really?
Oh yeah, she's a very passionate woman, and he looks a little awkward when he says that. Afra, can you jump into secret meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone fill me in. Hello.
Hey.
Is that a
Oh,
Bruce
okay.
action I hear?
Yeah, it's me. I lived, bitch.
Well, that's
Oh.
good. Beats the alternative.
I know, right? Yeah, I would have showed up last week, but My life decided to turn upside down, so yeah. So I'm here now, so it's all good.
It's fine.
What,
You're good.
What did
You're
I
here.
miss?
Oh, look.
I've been here
England
for like the
came.
past 20 minutes.
Oh, I
Ret-
didn't know
return
this.
to us from the grave. There he
Yeah,
is.
I was just being quiet because I was just listening to what was going on. What did I miss? I just didn't want to interrupt anything. Now seemed like a good time to interrupt.
Yeah. Catch Swallow up real quick, and then we'll continue.
Well, where were you the last time? Were you there for
Uh,
the ship fight?
I was there for the ship fight. I
Okay.
exploded a dude.
We sold that ship and our ship. We bought a big ship.
Mm-hmm. I
Came back
remember
to
that.
town.
Yeah. It was last week that I missed. Last weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're yeah, that's actually is about it. We sold those 2 ships and bought a really big ship.
Huh.
And now we're trying to assassinate the Duchess of Daggerford.
And we met Aldous' replacement, and yeah, Lady Primewater definitely a fucking vampire.
Lady Primewater is definitely what?
A fucking vampire.
Oh yeah, sweet. You should have seen my notes. They were like mad ramblings. It was like vampire, maybe vampire. This has got to be a fucking vampire. Like.
So yeah, no. Davian, the Aldous' boss, replacement. Anyway, the new Aldous, and I went and returned the kerchief to Lady Primewater, and she greeted us in the paintings room in her gallery, and it was all creepy as fuck. And she let it slip that I painted this. No, my grandmother painted this. Like, yeah, okay.
I see. Nice.
Anyway, we're talking to this clearly clueless individual.
Is he clueless though?
I mean, my insight check suggested that he is.
Okay.
Dumb.
I just thought he was playing dumb, but and his comment about I had my mic muted, but I would like to incite his comment about that's the sort of dragonborn my uncle was. I'd like to see if
sure.
I could read below that, if I may.
Okay. His true feelings about his uncle are hard for you to insight.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Where is this edgy man?
All right.
Oh,
Well, we will head out, I guess. I'm gonna look around.
Do you take his pro offered 100 gold or no?
No.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of just no.
Oh, all right.
So it's a little insulting.
He cocks a scaly brow and he says, "I see. So you're just, I guess you're not the right people for the job."
Oh,
Right.
If you ever
Yeah.
decide to get serious about things, you know where to find me.
yeah. All right. Well, bye. I guess.
Damn.
Bruno
Okay.
walks up to
Yeah.
Apparel and goes, "That guy was an idiot."
Wow.
God.
I don't. Is there anybody else like here that we could talk to? I guess like I would wander around seeing if I could listen to like if anybody's talking about the situation in Daggerford.
Okay. Yeah, you're trying to do a little gathering of information, a little
Yeah.
investigating.
Mhm.
Sure. All right. Why don't we have anyone who is going to try to work the crowd for information? We'll just go round robin. You could tell me if you're trying to get information and what means you're trying to get it, and then we'll kind of figure out what information you're able to get. So, Jenna, are you trying to get any information, or are you just sort of enjoying the ambiance of this cop bar?
No, yeah, Jenna's going around, and if she hears, like, people talking about Daggerford or the Duchess, she'll just kind of, like, like butter way into the conversation like a bumbly bimbo.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
like just listening.
All
what they
right.
have to
That
say.
seems like a performance. You try to kind of come across as a bumbly bimbo, maybe. Yeah.
I mean, but isn't she a bumbly? Okay, okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and give me a performance check.
Yep, I knew when I clicked it that I clicked it, but then it didn't roll, and then I clicked it again.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. So as you kind of sort of try to butt into conversation, a lot of people sort of look at you, as if to be like, I know your face, kind of thing, and they give you like scowls of like, and one person even goes as far as to be like, yeah, there's no room at the table for Jenna the Generous.
should have just.
Damn.
All right.
All right, Garuda, are you trying to gather some information in this cop bar?
I am, but not what they're looking for. I'm more
Oh, okay.
specifically if anyone is talking about what happened in the woods last night.
Oh, okay, okay. So this would be perception to try to listen in, I think, unless you are actively asking people about what happened in the woods. Sounds like you're just eavesdropping.
Yeah, I'm just eavesdropping.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay, yeah. Eventually you do hear some people talking, and basically they're like, oh yeah, did you hear? The druids, they had some sort of fertility ritual last night in the woods. Apparently it was a huge orgy. At least 50 or 60 people were there. They had to send in 4 squads of guards to break things up because it got so rowdy when they started summoning fey creatures. Apparently there was a bird, right? A bird man. And there were 3 centaurs. Stallions they were. Each one bigger than my arm, if you know what I mean. And, well, it got pretty nasty after that. And so the conversation kind of continues from there. So, whoever that bird person was, sounds like they had a really good time or a really bad time. Or maybe a little bit of both in equal measure. You're not sure. All you know, Garuda, is thank goodness it wasn't you. So.
My God.
All right, Afra,
Questions
you're trying to.
I need to know.
Do you join their conversation to learn more, or do you just sort of sit on this bench pretending to watch the fight, turning your ear hole directly towards their conversation to learn more?
Yeah, no, I was just listening in. This definitely falls in the not happy to be insightful rogue at this exact moment.
Right.
I could not know and be happy.
All right. So, Afra, what are you trying to discover? You said you're just trying to learn more in general, or about Daggerford?
I would like to kind of go up to the copyist cop table, and like kind of sit down. And
okay, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that. Let me rearrange them so they're all at the same table. Yeah, these 4 over here, definitely the copyist cops in the place.
Yeah. I'm gonna move over here. I'm gonna say, hey, how y'all doing?
Oh yeah, there's some scowls. There's some mad scowls. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I haven't even started talking yet. Give me a chance. Did you hear what that prime water douche has been saying about us? We are just trying to turn over a new leaf. And
there are some chuckles at prime water douche. So.
We heard that we thought a good, like a good deed or whatever for us to do, to prove to you folk that we're good people, would be to, solve this murder that happened in Daggerford. I heard this black talent guy, he seems to be having some real trouble.
There's some eye rolls at the table when you say that.
Yeah.
So my rolls.
Finding this dude. So we thought maybe we would give it a go. Do you have you guys found anything about that? He seems to think the murderer is in Saltmarsh. Do you think that could be the case?
They all sort of look around. Go ahead, give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Because you're trying to be persuasive here. All right. Your false earnesty kind of wears down their defenses, and they kind of relax a little bit and say, look, this is a port town. People come and go all the time. If there was an assassin here, why would they stick around? They probably caught the fastest ship out of here and headed back to Calisham or Waterdeep or wherever the heck they hailed from. This guy, all he's doing is burning through his family's money, playing at being a hero, trying to investigate. From what I understand, he's invested in local businesses. He's buddy with like some of the local politicians, and he's real close with the guard captain. He also, on occasion, works with a band of mercenaries that are, kind of putzing around, doing things. And that whole spiel about I can't go home until I solve my father's murder, I have it on good authority that he did go home for the party where his uncle died.
Well,
Now,
yeah.
I ain't a guard investigator, but your dad dies and then you leave town. Your uncle dies while you're back in town and then you leave town. I wonder who the killer is. And then everybody at the table kind of chuckles a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna like tap my nose like I had that thought too. Just wanted to kind of confirm that. Thanks, you guys. You were so helpful.
But hey, Daggerford's business is Daggerford's business. If they've got nobles dying left and right, that's not a Saltmarsh problem. We've got enough issues down here. We don't need to be spending decent manpower heading up there to deal with stuff.
Agreed.
If you really are interested in turning over a new leaf, I'll talk to the guard captain myself after dinner. See if maybe he could find some work for you guys.
Okay. All right.
Your reputation's ill and fair do precede you.
Yeah.
Maybe you, sweet woman, can be the the moral compass for that Jenna the Generous. And they all kind of like side-eye Jenna from across the room.
Oh, she's better than you think. But I'll make sure to keep her straight, and I'll give him.
Well,
a
I
big
guess
wink.
any number is a greater number than 0.
I'm gonna say, well, I certainly talked to the guard captain for us. We actually, our business, it looks like, is going to take us to Daggerford for the time being, and so maybe once we return.
I don't mean to, push, but is there an easier way to describe you guys than Jenna the Generous's crew? I mean, I don't know. Might be an easier sell for the guard captain if he feels that you're being a bit more professional about things and how you handle yourselves.
I'm gonna very unprofessionally yell over to Jenna. Hey, we need a name.
Jenna flirting with this half-orc trying to find out information about Daggerford.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he's like, yo, right. And then I just punched him, and I punched him again. He fell on the ground, right? And I was like, you need help up, mate? And I helped him up, and I punched him again.
You said we need what? Yeah, that's a good story, hon. We need what?
We need a name. This is everybody in this bar thinks we should have a name. We need a name.
As
I'm
you
gonna
approach
look
the
over
table,
cups. What-
everybody scowls as Jenna the Generous approaches.
I'm gonna look at the guy who asked.
Jenna
that's
does
her
one of
name.
those
What?
like hi, and she like waves her hand like forget this bitch. You can call us the Storm Chasers. That's good, right? We chase
Oh.
storm.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Like our boat.
Yeah. It's a good boat.
All right. This older gentleman, he's like, it's definitely better than the Salt Boys. All right. Storm Chasers. All right.
Is
And
boys
thus-
spelled B-O-I?
It is spelled B-O-I, yeah.
Oh,
I don't know what group is called the Salt Boys, but it's not you guys. All right. So Storm Chasers is officially entered into the World Almanac.
Have you guys heard of the Iron Monkey? She says to the table.
They all kind of share a look. Yeah, we've heard of it. A bunch of hobgoblin pirates.
Jenna's gonna like reach into her bag of holding and pull out Okun's head. Who can pay me for this?
All right. This old man, his gorge kind of rises a little bit. And he says, "Put that away. Ugh. Everyone's eating."
I'm gonna say,
I would
"See,
like to take
leave.
that opportunity.
We killed pirates. See?
All right. Someone's gonna take an opportunity. What's going on here?
So, because
Juan,
there's this
is it you?
huge yes, Juan would like to take the opportunity
Okay.
because there's this huge commotion going over with Afra and Jenna, and a severed head got pulled out. I'm assuming most people are distracted. I would like to try and stealth my way into the back here and just sort of rummage around and see if I can find anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you kind of dip into the common room. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'd like to see if anyone notices me going back there.
I feel like your disguise kit was so good. We should like swap out your miniature.
I mean, if you got something, we could do that.
Oh, I think I've got something. Hold on. There we go. All right. It's for my own personal immersion. There we go.
Ooh.
A little older, a little sexier. Yeah, there we go. All right.
Oh, God. All right, I deserve that.
All right,
All
cool.
right. I'd like to just sort of poke around, see if I could find any information, see if I could find anything valuable that wouldn't go missed.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check as you kind of poke around the common sleeping area. While that's happening, Jenna and Afra, you're talking to the cops. Willow, are you getting up to any shenanigans?
Good question. So, Tweedledee and Tweedledum are around here, right?
I mean, who are Tweedledee and Tweedledum?
You know
I don't know what you mean.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Gruder's over there.
Yeah.
I mean, I could just chill out right here and just see what these chuckle fucks are talking about.
Okay.
Go fucks.
Yeah, they're just down there beating each other up. Some good, police on police brutality kind of thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
And these people behind me on this table,
Yeah.
they talking about anything interesting?
Well, I'm glad you asked. This guy with several flabby chins. He is explaining.
God, no.
He's explaining in earnest to these two rowdy boys. Yes, well, you see, a lot of people would say that I fled the town that I'm responsible for, but that's not true. See, I am on a goodwill diplomatic tour of the region, bolstering help for our efforts. See, So again, I say to you, it's just a single white dragon in a ice fortress on a mountain that threatens our region, and true, its presence has displaced the mountain orcs and their bestial friends, but we do have lesser adventurers that have been taking care of that business. So really, I'm just looking for some real beefy boys to just head on inland for a little bit and wipe out one white dragon, and you get to keep all of its treasure. Who wouldn't want that?
I swear to God, I'm thinking, didn't someone else want us to try and kill a white dragon? Was it
was a
Primordial?
black
No, it was a
dragon.
black dragon. So many dragons.
It's like 50% of the name of the game, guys.
Killing dragons in this game? Damn.
And delving into dungeons, yes.
Yeah.
Will we get to kill a dragon in this dungeon? How are the other people around him reacting?
They're just like, "Arr, you're crazy. I'll be going back to my ship and doing not pirate stuff." And he kind of pushes away from the table. And this guy's just like, Rothgor hate dragon. Rothgor hope displace orcs, eat your babies. And he pushes himself away from the table and he leaves as well.
Leaving a seat for you.
Leaving 3 seats for me. I can take up all of them.
All right, this guy, he looks around and he just starts to cry. He takes out a lacy handkerchief and he just weeps into it quietly. This woman turns around and says, "Keep your sniveling down. I'm trying to watch the fight." And she like slaps him upside the head.
Once she goes away, I just sit down and go, there, little man.
Oh, hello there.
Hello.
You're a
You know-
half-orc, aren't you?
Astute observations.
That means you might be an adventurer. It's a little
Sure.
racist, but yeah, it's a little racist. Maybe a lot racist. I don't know.
No, I find it really funny.
Allow me a moment to clean myself up. And you see him kind of smearing some of his makeup as he kind of wipes the tears away from his rosy cheeks. And he says, yes. Keep it together, Wester. Keep it together. Have I got a business proposition for you? Have you heard of the small hamlet of Fandolin?
Have I heard of the small hamlet of Fandolin?
Give me a history check. The DC is very low.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to be great when I fail it. Oh.
Yeah.
God damn it.
You have heard of it. In fact, a good friend of yours, works out of the town. Your good friend being a part of the network, winky face.
Mm-hmm.
The town was destroyed long ago by orcs, but in the last 5 years has shown significant resurgence. They even, maybe, are going to have paved roads soon. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty fancy. But the town, like all towns in Forgotten Realms, is just constantly getting sand kicked in their face by monsters and adventure. The latest calamity is that they are dealing with the incursion of a white dragon to the region that has set up shop high on the mountain overlooking Fandolin and the surrounding lands and chased away all of the indigenous creatures of the mountain who are now ravaging the countryside of Fandolin, etc., etc. Classic shit. Yeah. So he says, the claim to fame in Fandolin is that they are neighbors to Wave Echo Cave, which is the location of a soul forge, which is kind of fancy.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds very fancy.
Yeah. That's the main thing that sort of draws people to the area and has sort of helped bolster the growth of the area. So
If it's kind of well known, would I know what that is?
Oh, Yeah, I mean, you know that a soul forge is basically long ago in the age of like magic and mithril and all that jazz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The dwarves developed a special technique of forging magical items using the souls of the people the items were intended for, which
Mm-hmm.
allowed the creation of stronger than normal magical items because they could only be used by the individual whose soul was forged into the item. These forges have been lost through history, so whenever one is rediscovered, it is a cause of great joy and celebration among the dwarves and their gnomish cousins. So,
I see.
yeah, a group of adventurers called the Sword Saints discovered and liberated this particular forge and then handed it over at no charge to the Rockseeker brothers, who are now mega millionaires.
I see. I
Yeah.
imagine they would be after that.
Yeah.
And
There's rumored to be another such forge located on one of the somewhere along the coast. You haven't, that's all you've heard about that though.
right along the coast of Saltmarsh, I'm guessing.
Well, that would be awfully convenient. But
Yeah.
along the Sword Coast.
All
But
right.
none have been able to find it. But the discovery of the one east of Phandalin definitely inspired scholars and archaeologists and stuff to start digging through their notes to see if there were any more such forges to be found.
Mm-hmm. All right. And this Phandalin, generally speaking, is it in the direction of Daggerford?
Oh, it is well past that. Yep.
Oh. So if it's well past that, I mean, it's something we could go to. I'll have to bring it up to people. And there is a white dragon. All right. Why the fuck does everyone have dragon problems?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of reach into your bag, maybe pull out your map of the Sword Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you, like so many other fucking people, have a dragon problem for some reason. Well, the crew that I am with are heading in that general direction, so I could bring it up with them and the captain and see if they'd be interested. By the way, what is it like? What are you? Are you some kind of noble? Like,
He seems very hopeful that you're actually communicating with him in a positive manner. And he cheers up significantly. Yes. My name is Harbin Wester, and I'm the leader of Phandalin.
You are really far away from Phandalin.
Yes, well, you see, I thought the best way to save the town was to leave immediately and find powerful adventurers to send back and defeat the dragon.
Where on the map is this? I'm like looking.
It is significantly northeast of your current location. Like it is, yeah.
I mean, that is a fancy way of saying running away, but
Oh,
I mean,
well, listen.
I'm just teasing.
I didn't leave the town without leadership. There's some old guy from the Lord's Alliance that I put in charge while I was gone.
That's a pretty weird, like, just like, oh, I just left and just put some random old guy in charge. Like,
Yeah, I still can't find it, even with Northeast. Can I get what's it next to?
It is north of the Mere of Dead Men and south of Neverwinter. It is past Waterdeep. It is very far away.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways,
It's easily like 10 days travel.
oh, easy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I don't think we're
Alright.
doing this.
Well, this is just something to keep in mind in case we're ever in the area.
Ask him how big the dragon is. And
Yeah, I was getting to that. Don't worry. Alright,
here through a message catcher.
so, okay, you have a dragon. How big is the dragon? Like, we're talking like, like fucking huge, or like?
Oh, no, like as big as a house, tops.
Big as a house.
Yeah, that's called a nope.
A small house, a very small house.
Small house.
Mhm,
Alright.
mhm.
Okay.
Did I mention yet that you'll get to keep all of the treasure in its hoard?
Alright. Apparently it has a horn.
And I can sweeten the deal. If you manage to be the group that defeats it, we will build a statue of you in the center of town.
I guess I should probably insight check this fucker.
I thought I had a pretty good lead about a week ago at the Duchess's party, but they never followed up with me.
I see. Well, I can't make any promises, however, we are going in that general direction, like I said, so... And it sounds like there's some interesting stuff around in the area, like the Soul Forge and, stuff like that, so... Like I said, let me go talk to my crew, and... I mean, I know your name, so getting in contact with you through long distances wouldn't really be too hard anyways.
Magic?
Yeah, don't be surprised if you hear my voice inside of your head at some point.
A half-orc with magic, you must be a shaman.
Oh,
I am a hard heart of Tempest. Battle priest is another way to put it. I wouldn't really call myself a shaman.
Well, don't worry about me. I'm safe and sound. There's no dragons around here, and I'll be casting a broad net, as they say in nautical terms. So don't sit on this nugget too long, or it won't hatch into some treasure. Because there might be another group that beats you to the dragon.
I want to do one thing before I go.
Okay.
Insight check.
All right. Give me an insight
It's
check.
full lying to me.
This guy fled his home and his job and his position and his responsibility in sheer terror of the dragon's might and fury. To make up for it, he has convinced himself that if he can convince some adventurers to go defeat the dragon, he is not a coward who fled. He is a hero who brought salvation to his people.
Right.
That's what your 25 insight check is.
I see. So he's a fucking... I mean, to be fair, dragon. I can kind of understand running away. However, still, he fucking ran away when he was, in a leadership position. But he is somewhat trying to fix it, so he's not the worst. Alright, cool. Right. Well,
All right.
I will leave you to your business.
While you're processing that, Garuda, are you up to anything? Or are you still listening in on what went down at the Druid Grove?
Nope, I'm not listening to that anymore. I'm not
Okay.
listening about anything.
Okay, you just kind of zoning out.
Yep.
All right, fair enough.
Not thinking about what happened at the grove, trying to
Okay.
remember.
Sure. So back at the back in the common area, Pietro, an investigation of 11 This is this is a common sleeping area, which is at a cop bar, so people do feel somewhat safe leaving their belongings out. But for the most part, the lock boxes, the little foot lockers and stuff are locked. There doesn't seem to be anything of too much value left out. Somebody did leave a set of gaming dice out. There's some books. Like you could probably pilfer, some currency that was left out, sort of thing. But as far as like interesting information, you don't see anything that sort of just radiates like clues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a you said there was a lockbox? Is there one that I could potentially access, kind of out of sight of the door, or is it like?
Oh yeah, like total Skyrim moment. You check your little eyeball icon. Nobody could see you inside this room.
All right. In that case, I would like to take the loose coin that is just sort of lying about,
Mhm.
and I'd like to try and break into the lockbox and see what's in there.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a thieves' tools. It would be dexterity to try to finagle it open.
Okay.
Yeah, that is enough. Inside the lockbox, there is 30 gold and 9 silver, and
Okay.
a small statue that is just the head of a grotesque, almost demon-like creature. It is maybe the size of a golf ball.
I will take the lot and I will lock the box back up.
Okay. Spare change wise, you managed to come up with 3 gold and 11 silver pieces. All right. So while that was going on, back at the
I'm sorry,
cop
could
table.
you
Oh,
repeat
sure.
the currency one more time for me?
Yeah. 3 GP and 11 silver pieces was loose. And then in the chest was 30 gold pieces.
And then the demon shrunken head.
Yep. We'll call it an effigy. There we go. All right. Back at cop table. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna say that, I was gonna point at the head like, see? New leaf. We did a good thing.
Well, I can't deny that it's definitely good that you've taken that individual out. You should swing by the guard tower in the morning and get paid for it. I think the bounty on that guy was, God, had to be at least 1,000 gold.
Nice.
Score.
Tin on these guys, pulling out a fucking head.
All right, well, thanks, you guys. It's been a pleasure.
All right, Garuda, you notice this dwarf smoking a stogie. He's been following you.
Oh. I happily ignore him.
Okay.
There's a little snake right here. Is that a real snake?
Oh yeah, it's just somebody's like pet snake, just chilling.
I pet him.
Okay. The dwarf sits down next to you. Aye. Are you the one they call Garuda?
Yeah, that's me.
Aye. Are ya interested in making some coin?
It depends. What are you offering?
Let's just say I've heard of your skills, and I'm looking to buy. Meet me down Crabber's Cove, 10 p.m.
Okay, hold on. Let me write that down. And I go into my little fanny pack. Whoa.
Mhm.
And that is just a notepad I have. And Crabber's Cove, 10 p.m.
See you then. And he just sort of lumbers out of the establishment.
What a nice gnome.
Oh,
All right. Anyone else have anything they need to do here at the cop bar?
Not like think of. Sure.
Think I'm good.
Okay.
yeah, let's get out of here.
Willow, there is this very handsome older half orc over at the bar.
Eh. Oh boy.
Yeah. Just saying. I mean, you know. It's not that many half orcs that are that handsome. Look at that extra facial hair. Yeah. Got a nice tan going. Good stuff. All right. So you guys are done with your business here in Cop Bar.
Mhm.
You feel like you got everything you needed?
I feel like we wasted a bunch of time.
Oh.
Yeah.
I had fun.
All right. You head back to Saltmarsh proper and plan your next move. The sun has set now. It is evening. What will you do?
Tell the crew about the guy wanted me to meet at 10 o'clock. At,
10 p.m.
yeah, at Corger's Cove. That was right?
Grabbers.
What?
Yeah, Crabber's Cove.
What did he say?
He just said if I wanted to make some gold and to meet him at Crabber's Cove at 10 p.m.
I think he thinks you're a prostitute.
I mean, yeah, some people do think that way.
Or he's trying to buy guns.
Of the exotic
Or he's trying to buy
variety.
guns. I'm gonna go with
Yes,
that
he's
option.
Trying to buy his gun.
Why would anyone think I was a prostitute, Jenna?
I mean, you say this as your feathers are still graffitied with
With
dicks and the Jews. Yeah.
We should have just left Daggerford. I bet we would have got more leads there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
I don't remember that Black Talon guy being such an idiot.
Yeah, neither.
cool.
Maybe he had some type of spell casting on him.
All right. There were complaints that I didn't have beautiful enough artwork for the travel brochure. So here I offer you Crabber's Cove to make the other artwork look better. So there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, this.
Are you gonna
is,
meet that guy? I don't know if you should go meet that guy. It's up to you.
What could possibly happen? I will go with Garuda. I will keep him safe. And Afra, what did you find out about that Dragonborn fellow? He seemed like spoiled rich kid killing his relatives for the money.
Reasonably possible. Regardless, I don't think that's really our way in.
I just shrug my shoulders. Continue on with the group.
Yeah, I think we're just better off going to Daggerford and picking up what leads we can there.
All right. Are you heading out tonight or are you going to head out in the morning?
Oh, in the morning. I want to get our money for Hobgoblin Head.
Mhm. I don't know if you guys are interested. Probably not, because it involves another fucking dragon. But if we're ever in the area, there's fucking like a white dragon that needs killing, all the way out in like Fandolin.
How big was it?
Well, the way he described it to me was like the size of a small house, which, to be fair, I'm wondering, like, relative to what, like...
Why do we need to go so far to kill a dragon? I mean, weren't the lizardfolk wanting us to kill one in their backyard?
Isn't there
Oh.
like a soul forge around Phandalin? You don't think
I
there's
was going to say
Ca-
that's there if you're interested, because it is like, you know, I guess a heritage site, and like if you want to get some cool shit forged for you, we could probably go there, but it's also probably really expensive. Also, the dragon has a horde, so like I'm saying, if we want to go kill a dragon, we could probably do it. I don't actually know. But if I said to the gentleman, if we are ever in the area and no one else has killed the dragon, and they really doubt anyone else is going to take him up on his offer, that we'll kill it for him, maybe, or not. It's up to you guys. I just thought I'd tell you.
yeah.
That's what I thought.
I
said
do not think it is worth our effort. I mean, if it is a dragon that is moving to the area, it will not have much of a horde to speak of.
It's been there for a while. This guy, like, fled.
He said like
miles
the
away.
reward is like you get the dragon's horde. No shit, that's the reward you get for killing any dragon. Like
Yeah, I
he's
thought so. Like,
not even paying you.
I
This guy
guess
sounds terrible.
yeah, it was a pretty shit deal. I guess the only other thing that would be of any use is like dragon scales and stuff like that to fashion equipment or whatever out of it. But
No. Dragon hide is what we need for armor and such.
hide
But
scales.
the scales are useful too.
It just, you know, it's a powerful creature. You just take from it as we please. That's if you wanted to kill it, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know why everyone has a damn dragon problem, but like
It's either that or they have a dungeon problem. I mean, it's on brand. It's on brand all the time.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it was Red-Handed Doomscale's war. I'm just not interested in fighting dragons anymore. Like,
Well, like the 12 that you fought, not enough? Is that what you're trying to say? You need more?
no, I don't think I
Oh.
need any more. I think
I
Team
fought like
was
one
enough.
dragon.
I don't
So
want, but
Team
if you
is enough
guys
for
want to fight a
everything.
dragon, we can fight a dragon. Don't let.
No. We have intrigue we need to get into.
Out on the streets of Phandalin, walking and talking, making your decisions. You have a ship which is the size of a small town, so you probably just sleep there for the night, I'm assuming. Does anyone else have any business they need to take care of in the Saltmarsh? And is the intention to leave for Daggerford in the morning? Or
Well, I guess Garuda's gonna go meet his prostitute
Suitor.
person.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna,
I'm
I'm gonna
gonna
wash
go
up
with him.
first. Wash the dicks off of me first.
oh, are you?
I
Okay.
will wash the dicks off of me first.
Let me check my notes real quick.
I'm gonna go with him just to
Okay.
keep
To
him
wash
safe.
his dicks, or
No, I'm gonna go with him to
Oh.
the meeting.
oh, okay. Makes more sense. A little bit more sense. All right.
And I'm
Alright.
actually gonna just to complicate things, Crash. I'm gonna take my disguise off because the dwarf would have seen Juan in the bar. He doesn't know what to think of Pierre.
Oh, fair enough. All right, let's see. Mhm. Okay. How long does it take to wash this stuff off?
Oh
Yeah.
god, when you start rolling dice.
Well, I'm just checking from last week. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Give me 2d12s, please.
Is that directed at me or at?
That
James?
is directed at Garuda. Okay. You scrub yourself down. The the markings fade maybe like 25% of the way. You feel like it's going to take 3 more hardcore scrub downs to get rid of this ink.
That's good enough.
Okay.
Nice.
With the ghostly 75% opacity dicks and vagoos all over your body, you and your swarmy bodyguard head down to Crabber's Cove, wherein you will meet with your mysterious contact. Oh,
As we're walking, I tell Pietro all about Juan.
okay.
Now he brought me L. He was a pretty cool guy. I don't know where he went, but
I
think
know
he'll
you
like
should have
it.
recruited him for the crew, or did you recruit him for the crew?
I'm not in charge of making decisions for the crew. That's Captain.
Okay, fair enough. Well, he's gone now, so maybe he'll come back someday. I don't know, but all right. You guys reach Crabber's Cove. It is a beautiful shithole. Here we go. So let me describe Crabber's Cove for you. I think you've been here a few times, but maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, no, we have.
Yeah. So Crabber's Cove is
That's where he found the juice stand.
yes, that's right.
In
the
Flea
Jamba
Bottom.
juice. The
Quote,
Jamba
unquote,
juice.
Flea Bottom.
Yeah, so as you head down here, it is definitely the ghetto of Saltmarsh. This is where all the thank you, Cartman. Thank you. This is where all the poor folk and the destitute and the homeless and the stray dogs and the orphans, basically all the future rogue characters that people are going to roll up in other campaigns got their start here in the gutters of Saltmarsh. You head down to the docks area of Crabber's Cove, looking for your dwarven contact, Pietro. You're just ready for the ambush. The other foot is going to drop. You are ready.
Yes,
Is
I
that
am.
all right? Is that pretty much where you're at on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when you're saying future rogues, you're basically saying a bunch of MIDI edgelords are just running around.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Like you see 2 orphans run by. One is a purple tiefling. One is a blue tiefling. And the other, the one shouts as it throws a piece of like garbage, which you recognize as a dead cat. At the other one, Eldritch Blast! As they chase each other around. And the other one's like, no, I block with my hex blade. And he brandishes the piece of driftwood that he's pretending is his sword. And the 2 of them run off into the shadows. So
Have fun having only 3 spell slots.
yeah, 2. It's only 2.
It is only 2. It sucks.
Yeah, it's a hard life. All right. Unless you convince everyone in the party to be a warlock, then it's a life full of breaks. It's like working. It's like working with smokers. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking smoke break every 15, 20 minutes. Like that's what it's like being in a party of warlocks and fighters. Hey, how about a
I'm
short
stressed.
rest?
I'm going out for a smoke.
Yeah, short rest. Huh? I swung my sword once today. Yeah, we deserve a break. Yeah, I ran a group that was all fighters and warlocks, and yeah, every fucking minute they were taking a short rest. I had to start coming up with ways for dungeons to prevent short rests because I was like, this is just getting stupid. Anyways, eventually you find the individual. He's smoking a stogie, looking mysterious. All right. He motions for you to come over and speak with him.
I point to the little gnome, and me and Pietro head over.
Okay. Ah, who's this?
This is Pietro. He's my friend.
Ah, Pietro. I've heard of you.
Well, we have not heard of you. Perhaps you should introduce yourself.
You can just call me Duncan.
All right, Duncan. You and Garuda have business. I will let you talk.
Aye,
And I step
that we
back.
do. So, I hear that you've got something that everybody in Saltmarsh wants, Garuda.
Look, okay, I'm not a prostitute. What happened in the woods, that wasn't me. It was a different bird guy who lives here.
All right. He kind of screws up his face in confusion, and he says, "A prostitute, lad. I'm talking about the guns."
Oh. Let's say hypothetically that I may or may not have some things that are banned in Saltmarsh and that no one should have.
Hmm. I'm just saying, there's not a lot of people outside of Lantan that know how to make them. But word on the street is, you do.
Let's say maybe I do, maybe I don't. Words on the streets.
All right. Well, if you know someone that can, I have some friends who are willing to pay quite a bit more than fair market value for them.
What a fair market value on guns, I guess.
Essentially, he's probably offering anywhere between 20 to 30% more than the half listed value. You would normally sell things at half the listed value if you sold them or made them, but he's basically offering to pay you the market value plus more than that.
Oh.
Yeah, if you have guns for sale.
Oh, okay. I'd have to think about that, but can I do a check on him real quick?
Sure.
If he's like, is he undercover cop?
You recall that your friend Afra is always doing this thing called inciting. So you decide, yeah, let's give that a shot. So go ahead and give me an insight check.
19?
Okay, yeah. This guy is definitely looking to buy some illegal weapons. He is trying to be cautious about it, but he seems to understand by reputation that you require a very upfront and literal conversation.
Okay. So how many would you be needing, hypothetically, if I knew someone who can make guns? That's definitely not me.
Well, you see, the people I represent, they have some pretty interesting information on some property they recently acquired. So they're hoping to up the firepower a bit to make cleaning it out and clearing it out a bit easier. The sooner we could get this product, the better. Unless, of course, you know anybody who's available for real estate related adventuring. Let me cut to the chase. I know some people who recently acquired a mine. The mine has some problems. You may have heard about it. There were some spooks and ghosts, you see, but it goes deeper than that. Turns out there's a whole complex underneath the mines that needs clearing out. We're hoping that maybe if we could get some stronger weapons on our side, we could fight all the crazed creatures and critters living in there with a bit of a advantage.
Did you say ghosts? Because I don't do ghosts.
Oh no. We already hired a group to clear out the ghosts. This is what lies beneath.
I could talk to some people to see if they'll be down for that. It's not like something like Pietro. You think
But in the meantime, if you aren't able to, or even if you are, we'd still take some of your extra firearms off your hands.
Yeah.
Now, you can reach me through the Copperlocks Mining Company. Just say Duncan sent you.
Alright, Duncan. I'll get back with you. And
Alright.
okay, yeah, that's it. I think I'm gonna start my own business, Pietro.
Well, considering you have the skill to manufacture and obtain firearms, that could be quite lucrative, but highly illegal.
Yeah, it's probably ran about Jenna first.
You don't necessarily need to do that. Your skill set, it is something that you could profit from yourself.
Yeah, but if I get caught, I'm gonna expect her to bail me out.
In that case, you should probably talk to Jenna.
And I'm down to head back to the ship.
All right. So you guys head back to the ship, settle in for the night. Any other Saltmarshy things that you need? Do you convey to the others the invitation for work through the Copperlocks mining company?
Oh yeah, and
Okay.
I just tell Jenna about the Duncan wanting me to make them guns to see if that's a good idea or not. It's the way they earn cash on the side.
I mean, if you think you could make them and deliver them to him overnight, aren't we going to Daggerford tomorrow?
I was thinking about making them on the way.
Aren't they illegal? You're just gonna do that in the open?
Wait, how are we getting to Daggerford?
It's landlocked.
Ah,
Are we
fuck.
gonna?
We're not sailing to water.
I thought we were selling. Oh shit. Okay.
I mean, we could hire a cart, I suppose, like a covered wagon or something. And you could
Oh,
work in
dang,
there.
traveling style. Listen to this fancy pants. Oh, yeah.
Or more than likely, we'd have to buy a covered wagon. You're adventurers. I'm not leasing you shit. You're buying.
Yeah. The adventurers do have a lot of trouble leasing things.
Have you ever thought about dead drops? Might be a bit more discreet than a cart.
Whose?
No. We're Garuda will be working in the cart as we're traveling to Daggerford. That's what I was getting at. Since Garuda was like, we could just do it on the way.
Mm.
But yes, a dead drop would be safer for this transaction.
Yeah.
If you have some left over, you could sell them to him, but probably just look into that when we return.
Yeah, I think that'll be best.
Also, can you get all those dicks and shit off of your body? Cause like, we're trying to be inconspicuous in Daggerford and kind of stick out like a sore dick. So.
Did
Get
it
the
make
dicks
you
off,
feel
'cause
some
he's
type
got
of
a
way,
sore
Jenna?
dick.
As I do a sexy pose with the dick on me. Feel a little something, Jenna? Huh?
Hungry.
There's more than one meaning to it.
Yeah. Is there like a moment where as it's doing that, you just kind of see like a rotisserie chicken sort of like thrusting its hips at you and just sort of like putting its like wings on its hips like
After the chicken and the empty nets, Jenna's actually not really feeling like poultry.
I'm
All
going
right.
to like level with you folks. Like sticking out.
Do
like
we
a
get
sore
our money
thumb is
for killing the Iron Monkey's captain?
Yeah, I think we'll just go by there tomorrow morning.
Yeah, turn it
Yeah.
in the morning. That works. Okay.
And then
And here's an idea: if we
probably
need
hire
Garuda to
some
be,
horses.
yeah, to make Garuda less conspicuous, I could use my disguise kit to basically cover him in makeup, like cover up the dicks and what have you, and then as he molts naturally, it just
Oh, okay.
I was gonna go bathe with Willie, to be fair.
Yeah,
I
but-
was just gonna get the crew to just scrub him down
Yeah.
real good.
Yeah, I mean it's like 30 minutes of scrubbing as a team effort, and they would get him clean. You know, like when your dog gets into some real bad shit, like it's that kind of situation. All right.
let's just give him a good scrubbing.
All right. So you get a good scrubbing, and you guys arrange to purchase horses. Basic bitch horses are 75 gold each. With horses, it will only take a day to reach Daggerford. Without horses, it will take 2 days of travel. So, do you want to get horses? If so, mark off 75 gold per horse. And then you do receive 1,200 gold for turning in proof of the hobgoblin captain's demise.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm adding that to the party inventory for now. Also, maybe check the magic shop before we leave.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean the links are always available. So
is there? We're not. Wait, where are we in Saltmarsh proper? Or
you
we
are still in
somewhere?
Saltmarsh. Yep.
Cool. Just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, no worries.
You faithful quartermaster of Wacky.
And we paid for all of the horses out of the party inventory also.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
All right. What level of horse immersion do you guys require? Do you want the horses to be like something in the background that, like, yeah, dog, we got horses, use that to calculate our travel time? Or do you need like names, if they have romanceable dialogue, like their religious and
think I'm
political
okay.
views, whatever quirks they might have? Do they like apples? Yes or no? Like,
yes,
I have.
Yes, all of the above.
All right, let me get started on that for you.
Just kidding.
Since I'm getting a horse and
Uh-huh.
considering Pietro's background, I would like to name my horse Tornado.
Tornado. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
'Cause that was Zorro's trusty steed.
Let's see.
Fitting.
Get my horse tables out here. All 14 horse tables. Okay.
Jenna the Generous. Do we get an allowance?
Being the party treasurer, the worst.
I really hate
you can
it.
get back to us on that.
I'm not gonna lie, I really hate it. Didn't I give out like allowance, like payments, like last week or so?
You could promote the new guy from Canada. He could be the.
I don't think you did. I don't think you gave out allowances last week. I didn't get one.
No,
Maybe not last week, but
It was the week
there
before.
were shares given out to those who did not get fancy new weapons when we were in Mintarm.
Well, what was that share?
Because
Yeah,
I
Garuda,
got the new scimitar, and then Garuda got his +1
got-
asp.
with the 10 plus 1 bullets, right? You have those?
Yeah, 10 plus 1 bullets.
Okay.
Okay, Garuda. Your mount is a mechanic. He's an action-oriented stallion, adaptable and spontaneous. It responds to what's right before him quickly and effectively, and loves making its own decisions. But they are prone to illness. They get sick a lot.
Are you saying my horse is gonna die?
On the bright side, you know why. It's because they have a nervous habit of licking walls or poles whenever they are bored. They are afraid of rabbits.
I mean, most horses are, so
Yeah.
Is that
that's
true?
pretty common.
His favorite food is corn, which is a little basic, but it is what it is.
Basic bitch.
And,
I mean, horses are afraid of different colored dirt. So.
It loves getting attention, particularly posing for portraits. It's a big fan of the arts. Let's see. What else do we know about your horse? Let's see. Oh, okay. Oh, your horse is kind of a naughty boy. When he figures out the things that you don't like, sometimes he'll do it on purpose just so you'll punish him. And that's your horse.
Totally fine.
What is the name of this wonderful horse?
Come back to me.
Okay. I mean, he came with a name, but obviously as the owner, you could give it any name you want, so. The name it came with was Edward.
His name is Phil.
All right, so his name is now Phil. Phil, the saucy, naughty, prone to illness, licks poles, licks walls and poles, loves corn, scared of rabbits, loves the arts, tactician. There you go. That's your fucking horse. Does anyone else want to take up a bunch of my time finding out what their horse?
No, I'm okay, thank you.
Your horse that has like 11 hit points and will probably die horribly.
Oh
Because-
God!
Build up an attachment to the horse so it's painful when it dies.
You know, I've lost a lot of good unseen servants that I invested too much love into, so I can relate. I can relate.
God.
All right. So you guys acquire horses. You acquire money from killing the Hobgoblin captain. You handle any last business that you have in the town, and you ride them horses to Daggerford. Yay?
Man,
Nay?
let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good to me. All right. Along the way, Jenna, there is an old man on the side of the road. He hails you as you are riding by at full speed. Do you A, stop to listen, B, run him over, or C, keep going, or D, some other option?
Does he look wealthy?
Give me an intelligence check. Just a straight, or actually history. Yeah, give me a history check, because history represents your ability to recall facts about timeline, etc., etc.
Oh,
Yeah, you recognize this man immediately. He is the farmer that you promised so long ago. You would go and get rid of the ank eggs from his neighbor's farm.
Completely.
We read past it.
Yep.
We got distracted, okay?
Remember
That's a
completely.
reoccurring theme of you
I thought he
guys.
would die when he went back to the. when he went back to.
He has the look of a man who has survived a great trauma, and you see that his granddaughter is not with him.
Oh.
Oh
yeah.
God!
Yeah, we're just gonna just ride past.
Yeah, just like,
Raccoons.
don't make eye contact.
All right. Hey, wait! All right, and you ride off into the morning. All right.
actually, I will wheel around and I will ride up to him and say, "What do you want, old man?"
Oh, thank you for stopping. I've lost everything, including my sweet granddaughter. You see, my neighbors got ran off of their land. There was an ankheg infestation. You know ankhegs?
Unfortunately, I do.
Yeah, they moved into the area and scared my neighbors off of their land. They just up and left. The land was free for the taking. I even checked with the city of Saltmarsh, and they said if I could clear the beast, I could keep the land. Well, I made an arrangement with Jenna the Generous weeks ago, and she claimed that she would have it taken care of. When my granddaughter and I got done at the festival, we returned home to check on the land, and they tore her to pieces right in front of me. And he just kind of
Nice.
collapses to his knees, his body racking with sobs.
Are the worst.
Yeah, maybe not. Got busy during that time.
Wiping away some of the tears, just enough so that he could see. His eyes just look like two watery reflecting pools. He says, now all I have left that could save my livelihood and make my granddaughter's death not in vain would be if I could get the land cleared and somehow, I don't know, find the will to go on. Do you think that maybe you could help?
I do not think I could do that such a task alone. Is the party written
Say
on
yes,
beyond?
and then
Or...
let's not do it. Then he'll die when he goes back.
Look, Pedro, you know Captain Jenna pretty well. He name dropped me and said I screwed him over. If you call me back to come talk to this man, I'm gonna kill him and I'm gonna hide his body.
Yikes.
I'm gonna kill him and hide his body.
Just say you know me. We've been together for a while. You want to call me back?
I do not think that would be a good idea. Unfortunately, I think I think Jenna the Generous may be indisposed.
Should I just call it? Should I just go walk into the ocean? Let
That is
Umberly have her
between
way
you
with me.
and your god.
I see. You watch as all hope fades from his eyes.
Bro, you just...
All right,
himself.
I understand.
Oh.
Go. I'm sure you have noble, heroic work to do, brave knight. And
No,
he
I
just
do
starts,
not, but I do not need your death weighing on my conscience. What
He
you
just
do
starts-
beyond this point is all on your own.
I understand. My fate is my own. And he just starts teetering down the road towards Saltmarsh.
I catch back up with the others and I tell
All right.
Jenna, that was a pretty shitty thing you did,
What do you mean?
leaving that man.
Well, to be fair, Pietro, if you would have did his mission, you never would have got saved.
True.
That's
We
true.
also
Damn.
definitely we wouldn't
Damn.
have been able to kill that wizard either. And I mean, guys, that was more important.
Such
See-
is life, but you made a promise.
They don't call me Jenna the Promise Keeper.
That is true.
All right. You continue to ride along the road. At the intersection that leads to the Trade Way, which is just a massive road that kind of runs the length of the Sword Coast, and eventually hits Waterdeep and becomes the Long Road and the High Road. There is a quaint roadside tavern and inn. Thanks to your horses, you get there a little bit around 2 p.m. because of your slightly late start of turning in quests and checking Magic Shop and all that kind of stuff. Do you guys want to stop for lunch, or you just want to ride on through?
I like lunch.
Food's good.
Lunch is good.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so you stop and you enjoy some roasted venison served on crusty bread. They've got some weird like tubers. They call them sweet potatoes. They have been cut into chips, fried, and then served alongside the open-faced venison sandwich. The alcohol they have on offer is varied, but none of it is overly expensive, and all of it is actually pretty good. As far as roadside taverns go, if there was a Yelp cantrip, you'd probably see that this has roughly 4 out of 5 stars, and a very reasonable price. So the price is absolutely negligible. Don't even ask me. Don't bother tracking it. At this point, you guys are wealthy enough that stopping for lunch is not worth mentioning the price. So, anything in particular you want to do at this tavern besides stop and get lunch, or are you ready to head out afterwards?
I would like to listen to the scuttlebutt and see if there's anything rumor-wise about Daggerford and Saltmarsh.
Oh yeah, sure. This is definitely like the go-between, right? This would be, I guess, a little less than a day from Saltmarsh, and maybe slightly more than a day from Daggerford, or kind of a day from each on foot if you're really pushing to get a little extra time in on the road. So yeah, they have information about both places. The general feel for like Saltmarsh is on the up and up. Up and up? No. Saltmarsh is the up and coming port city of the Sword Coast. Like if you are looking to open a business, if you're looking to get into the shipping trade, the fishing trade, now is the time. Strike while the iron is hot, sort of thing. People are talking about all of the many opportunities that are cropping up in Saltmarsh. They also speak of some of the things that have been going on. There have been cultists in Saltmarsh. They were apprehended by a group of mercenaries working for the local city council. There is some dispute about the future of Saltmarsh. Most people agree that once, and they talk about it like it's going to happen, once it becomes a province of Daggerford, the sky's the limits, essentially. But there are some naysayers who say that it's not going to happen, that Saltmarsh not only will retain its independence, but needs to retain its independence, because its independence is what makes it as capable and functional of a port city as it is. Once you get a bit too official, it becomes harder and harder for certain types of trade to take place, et cetera, which you take the meaning to mean, smuggling and petty piracy and things like that. So yeah, you kind of get that feel for it. As far as what's going on with Daggerford is doing great, despite some recent assassinations that have transpired and soured trade between Daggerford and the Dragonborn nation. Which that kind of gets people talking about how Dragonborn, they're basically aliens, am I right? Because they're from another world. And
Oh, you're talking about Laconia.
Yeah, they're going off on that nonsense about dragon. Don't even get me started. But yeah, so yeah, and a lot of people are like, well, don't you think it's weird that Lady Morwen never took a husband? And I heard that that Lord Ebenfang was basically like her lover, and that she essentially like adopted his son Pharaoh's. Blah 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 blah. What a shame with the uncle showing up to try to take over for his brother, and then that whole nonsense. And then people, the main concern seems to be, I hope that Lady Daggerford is okay. I hope that Lady Daggerford is handling things all right. And as the people are talking about her, it has a very like, this is like a celebrity that they all like. Like you're at like a T-Swifty convention and they're all talking about like, man, I hope everything's okay for Taylor because, nobody else in the world matters. Which there's nobody in Saltmarsh that people seem to like that much. So it definitely kind of strikes you as unusual that there would be sort of this unifying like approval, essentially. Like no leader has like perfect approval rating. But generally everybody that speaks about this woman only has nice things to say. And they do talk about her recent goodwill tour of the region, following the party and the murders, where she kind of went to the local hamlets and handed out like food and medicine and like clothing, and met with local leaders to help solve problems and land disputes, and that she's such a hands-on leader and nothing like her brother, and so on and so forth. This is the kind of things that you pick up in conversation.
Okay, well, that definitely clarifies why Lord Primewater wants her to just disappear.
Can I like insight them? I
Yeah,
just
sure.
want to know if they legit really like believe that.
Yeah, give me a general insight, for the room, essentially, as you sort of take
Yeah.
in all of this. Yeah, can you hop into secret chat real quick?
I will.
Off you go.
You know what would be really dangerous? A bard
What?
with insightful rogue.
Yeah. I'm gonna be real with you. Just the fully fleshed out Inquisitive Rogue is really fun. I know because I'm playing one. Like, having the observant feat, expertise and perception and insight is like literally, I'm so good at bullshitting, and I'm also extremely good at telling when other people are bullshitting. It's so fun. I'd highly recommend it.
And then if you combine that with, if you could play as a shapeshifter race, then you could really fuck with people's heads. You'll be all knowing, and then you could assume any identity and just pull it off.
You could class into Warlock and get Mask of Many Faces. That would work too.
Or buy a hat of disguise, save time.
That also works. I got a ring of mind shielding instead, so no one can read your mind.
No, I like the idea of being able to turn it into somebody different given the situation.
Yeah, it's useful. It's a useful tool, especially for a rogue. Just like a...
I mean, honestly, the actor feat is just so niche, but so good if you play.
That is also very good.
Yeah, that falls in the category of gameplay elements that are as powerful as the DM is not lazy, I guess you could say. Like, playing an illusionist, every spell in the illusion school, the actor feat, the skulker feat. Yeah, I mean, there's like a handful of things that are very good, but only if you're in a game where the DM's taking the time to make them good, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your own creativity helps quite a bit too. But you should be prepared to deal with that if you're playing such a build. Yes, I think so.
So Afra, what do you think of all these people?
I mean, they're sheep. They're just all a bunch of sheep. I think maybe we could I think we could start up a PR campaign of our own. Maybe spread some rumors. But there's no magic or anything going on, so
We just have to be careful how we spread those rumors. If we are trying to present ourselves as allies to the Duchess, we do not want word of us saying unkind things coming back to her ears.
yeah. Is okay? Are these supporters Bernie Bros, or are they
Bernie Bros?
red hat wearers?
I see.
Yes.
So from what you've gathered thus far, the government of Daggerford is ultimately what's the one where like one lady is in charge of everything? Matriarchy? No, that implies that there's a hereditary thing. I guess there is a hereditary thing, but she doesn't have any children. She's technically, if you want to use the dirty word, a tyrant. She can make any decision and push it into law. There is no checks and balance against her, period. Now, she does have a council of elected officials who represent the various guilds of the region. So basically, people in the region who, all the farmers would have one guy that represents all of like the wheat farmers, and someone that represents all the pig farmers, and somebody that represents all the riverboat captains, and somebody that represents all of the pottery people, and that kind of thing. Now, for the most part, like 95% of the time, this council just is autonomous. It runs the region. It does what is best for commerce. Okay, so definitely some capitalism going on there. The Lady Daggerford does step in and say no or yes, or we're doing things this way on occasion. Now, the times where she has stepped in have always been to the betterment of the little people, of the biggest amount of the population. So when there was a series of giant attacks going on in the region, she stepped in and deliberately raised taxes, but only on the class that could afford it. And then she took that money and used it for repairs and supplies and whatnot to help the more impoverished people, the refugees that had come to Daggerford, and even use some of that money to retain the services of adventurers to protect the region from basically, like, there was like a troll hag down in the troll bark forest. So she hired some adventurers to go down there and deal with that troll hag and her trolls, who were getting uppity because of the giant activity, blah blah blah, because trolls are technically a type of giant. So yeah, like, these people, they come from a variety of walks of life. If they can, if they can afford to have lunch at a tavern, they're obviously well-to-do enough to be traveling probably with a horse or a merchant caravan or stuff like that. But yeah, the general thing is this lady understands that it's the little people that keep everything running, and if you take care of the little people will take care of you. And ultimately has the force of charisma or simply the means to make the richer people fall into line when necessary. So honestly, pretty impressive stuff politically.
Okay.
Yeah.
That does make it a bit harder.
Yeah.
I mean, she probably has enemies.
Well, yeah,
Oh.
doesn't everyone? And in fact, maybe some of these council members might not be as enthused about her. We can investigate that situation.
Probably not. And if we are going to start I hate to bring it up, but if we're going to start a campaign that she is not upholding her end for the lesser people, I think we would have to create a situation where the common folk are in danger, and she is not keeping her word to protect them.
See, the thing is, I don't know if we necessarily want to start a campaign and destroy her politically, as we more just want to make her disappear.
I think she just has to disappear and let the council be the council and let them destroy everything that she has built.
So I think what we do is we get to Daggerford and we investigate and find out which council members she's gone against.
Yeah.
Find the most disgruntled one.
Yeah.
Use them as our in.
That makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
I like it.
Alrighty. You finish your lunch and you head off clippity cloppity down the road to Daggerford. All right, so let me grab your peeps and toss them over onto the map. Let's see.
And the armor went away with the exception of the nipples.
Yeah, it's too painful for me to look at, so I had to unbreak my heart. Say you'll love me again.
I'll
Sweet
top my
olives.
brandy flask off.
Okay.
At there as we're leaving.
Sure. Let's see. There's Daggerford. We're starting to get quite a few maps in this campaign. Man, the music's getting a little ominous. I don't know.
That's okay. Let it get ominous.
All right. Let's see, what layer are we on? Sweet. Yeah, I think that'll do. All right, cool. Over to Daggerford. All right.
Davian, are you feeling well enough to join us? I see you're there muted.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So, you arrive in Daggerford. Regional map on the right, because you're technically in a new zone. Congratulations. And little ambiance in the middle. town map on the left. Daggerford Keep up here on the hill, as you can see it in both these illustrations from 2 different time periods in D&D land, or maybe just 2 different angles. The keep sits high up on a hill overlooking the city. The city does a pretty good river trade, but mostly it makes its money being on the major trade road of the Sword Coast. Many smaller hamlets and townships surround the region. All of these things you see on the map: Stillwater, Blackwood Manor, Mud Creek, Warden, Shimmer Lake, Rushville, Gillian's Hall, all that stuff, that all falls under Daggerford's influence. So you do see your buddy, the Lizard Marsh, off to the side here. That is the same Lizard Marsh that you have had so many fun and memorable experiences in.
I almost died.
Yeah. Hey, that's where I almost died. Yeah. All right. So.
Wait, that's the same Lizard Marsh being terrorized by a black dragon. Right next to the dagger. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Allegedly.
You guys are all neighbors. Again, if there was like to show you on a map, this sort of, I don't know, kidney-looking thing is the marsh, right? This is Saltmarsh. You guys went down the road, stopped at this inn, and then you went up the road to Daggerford. So in between you and Daggerford is the Lizard Marsh. Yeah. All right. So, lots of places to go here. You may be curious. They do have a magical item shop. I think I've linked it in your treasure before, maybe, or have I not? I don't know. I guess not if you've never been here.
I don't think we've ever been to Daggerford.
Oh, okay. Let me go grab that information for you real quick. Let's see. It is called Farrell's Fine Jewelry and Apparel. So I'll post it into Discord for you, so you could go check it out. This, of course, is representational of any and all magical goods available in the area through the local broker.
Oh, we've got horses. We could get a lance.
Yeah. So this shop is the largest store in town. It sells cotton, silk, rare furs, and thread imported from Kalishan, Karatur, and more exotic regions at prices even higher than you'd pay for them in Waterdeep. This shop is owned by a middle-aged half-elf named Darson, who took over after Farrell's son ran the place into debt half a century ago. All right, so there you go. That's what you know about the Farrell's Fine Jewelry and Apparel. There are a few choice nugs in there for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I wish I had more money.
Yeah, that is the life of adventure. All right. So I assume you maybe hit them up pretty quick because that's what adventurers do. And that's totally...
Oh, did we send our ship off to do piratey things before we left?
No, it's going, so it's basically, Galen gave us 25,000 up front, which is just going to that ship, and to go and rebuild the lighthouse with, like, a carpenter and, like, a cleric to, like, make it a base property.
All right.
Table formal with 8 chairs? Hello? Please.
Oh, the table is actually enchanted. If you clap your hands, the chairs tuck themselves into the table.
That's not bad for 8 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a really ornate
Does
table?
the sprig of mistletoe force the people underneath to kiss? Not just that's what the social convention is.
In D&D land, mistletoe has special properties appreciated by druids. Yes. They can actually use it as a holy symbol. So for 1 gold, you're saving like 24 gold off of the normal price of spell focus, essentially. But yeah, the table is very nice. It would look real good in your captain's cabin, for sure.
Alright, I'm gonna put an order in for it and have them send it to Saltmarsh.
Okay. They are going to want an extra 3 gold to transport it to Saltmarsh.
I'll pay the 3 gold.
Okay, fair enough. So for
Hey,
11
we've got
gold,
a cloak of protection in here for only 3,500.
Cloak of Protection, awful nice. +1 to AC and all saving throws, including death saves.
I'm gonna put it to you straight. I know I just spent 11 gold on a table that doesn't mean anything. We got like 5,600 gold. Like we're not really rich right now, to be honest.
I'm listening.
We bought a big ship that cost a lot.
I'm not saying it didn't
Congratulations
cost a lot
on
of
your
money.
big ship.
Oh, I wasn't really.
That was
I
my
thought you were talking straight to the guy at the
No,
store.
no,
I was
no,
like,
no.
damn, girl, okay, sure, yeah, let's do it.
No, the
no,
captain
no,
is trying to turn. Is trying
No,
to reel
party,
in
right.
the items thirsty
Okay.
half-orc.
So you guys are having like a team huddle in the corner of the shop, or like did you kind of step back outside to walk around for a second? You know, like, oh, we'll be back, kind of thing, as you leave the store.
Yeah.
Well, we
Okay.
already made a purchase, so like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Um,
one of those like sad moments where like mama tells the kids, "Daddy just don't make enough."
Well, how about this idea? Could we trade in my +1 scimitar towards the purchase of the +2 scimitar? And what would the difference be on that?
I mean, we bought you like an 8,000 gold weapon.
I didn't ask for that. You were just like, here you go.
Yeah, it's
And
really
I'm not
good.
going to say no to
It's really good.
Hmm.
I'm just saying, like, let's not tug on the bank for
All right.
now. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just asking a question. That's all.
Okay.
If you
Well,
want,
I mean,
you're always welcome to look at the party inventory. It's a pinned message in Treasure to know how we're doing financially. And if
Alright.
anyone wants to take the role of responsibility from me, by all means, please volunteer.
all right. So you are now in Daggerford. It lays out before you, sprawling, splendid, and prosperous. The artwork not as beautiful, obviously, as Saltmarsh. I mean, you could see this town. It's got, it's clean, it's bright. There's beautiful colors, the saturation. The people look healthy. No pollution. Yeah, I mean, it's a real shithole compared to like Saltmarsh, but you guys will have to endure it. That's all I could say. You must try your best. Do you want a whirlwind tour to kind of give you an idea of what you're dealing with here?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Okay, fair enough. The tavern that Willow recommends you stay at is the River Shining Tavern and Inn. Because she knows people that are invested in that place. Wink, nudge, kind of deal. There is a bustling marketplace located right here. Up here, of course, is the Duchess's house. Right outside the Duchess's house, not even gonna lie, is a temple of Lysander. Lysander being the lawful good god of humankind and the sun. What else of interest is going on in this town? There's a place where you can buy rare herbs and ointments. There is a rough and rowdy bar called the Lizard's Gizzard, which is actually located right outside of the Temple of Lysander. Let's see. Lady Luck's Tavern. Again, this is on a major trade road, so it's like hell amounts of taverns. Lady Luck's Tavern is right at the front gates, and that is like a 4-story tavern. Like if you played Witcher 3, when you go to like the big old like city with the big old like mega whorehouse or whatever, and you're like, how could there ever be a whorehouse this big? Like yeah, this is like a 4-story inn and tavern. It is a massive structure.
4 floors of horse.
Yeah, I mean, they're responsible, tax-paying sex workers. So the Guildmaster's Hall is right here, and this is where, of course, the council meets for their stuff. Would be location 14. Let's see, is there anything else worth mentioning? Oh yeah, the Clean Chin is located at location 9 on your map, and it is the best barber and hairdresser in the region. Yeah, so any of you who've been thinking about changing it up a little bit, that's definitely where you want to go. It's a high fantasy setting, so if you want magically applied facial hair, they can hook you up. So even the pretty boys that can't grow facial hair, this would be your chance. Look like a big boy now.
I'll pass, but I am interested in seeing if they can dye Garuda's plume pink.
Oh, they could definitely. Yeah, they have a furry specialist on hand. There is a tabaxi called Tugs Your Tail, and Tugs Your Tail can hook you up with all your furry needs. So if you are interested in a feather dyeing, they could definitely hook you up with that.
I think that'd be hilarious.
Inconspicuous.
Oh, you know what?
You see that flamingo?
You know what? If we dye Garuda's plumage to the same color as the sky, that might give him some camouflage if he's flying.
Location 16, the Decorated Man, one of the most prestigious clothing shops in the region. If you want to spend more than 125 gold on an outfit, this is where you go to get the fanciest clothing. And treat yourself like the proper nobility that you know you are deep down inside.
Funny you mentioned that, because I was saying like we should probably get like really nice clothes, because we're gonna like try and speak with like the council members and everything.
Yeah, true. Another slightly seedy tavern over here, 23, the Otter's Run. It caters to river workers, so that's an option. There's also the River Shining Tavern, location 24 on your map. That is for the less rowdy people who might, make their money off the river. So sort of the blue collar and then the cornflower blue collar taverns. But yeah, this city has a lot of taverns. There's even the Happy Cow Tavern, location 15. It features a massively breasted minotaur lass on the signage, holding 2 frothy glasses of what look like milkshakes. Apparently, they bring all of the boys to the yard. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, this is like, compared to Saltmarsh, where you have like 3 places to eat, and one of them specializes in lobster wine. Like, this is a totally different experience after all your time in Saltmarsh. And this isn't even a big city by Sword Coast standards. But it's almost to the point for some of you of maybe being like a bit overwhelming with the amount of stuff they have going on here. Yeah. So where do you guys begin?
I think we're gonna go and like purchase nice clothes, and then go to like the most uppity tavern to like trying to hear rumors and gossip about the council.
Would you say we're getting fancied up? Oh, ho, ho, ho. I will get a nice British accent going. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh,
that's not a
Willow. Yeah, that's
Garuda. Perhaps it would be easier to pretend to be someone that is closer to yourself. It is a more believable runes.
I can be very fancy. Daddy, he won't let me into the fancy club. Bars and gold.
Oof.
Oh,
No.
Oof.
I'm not questioning your ability to be fancy, Garuda. It's just the closer the lie is to the truth, the easier it is to pull off the lie.
Apologize, but as an American, I'm afraid if I start apologizing, I won't be able to stop. So I'm just gonna, we'll just have to endure it together. So.
It's not as bad as you might think. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah. Oh, no problem, Canada. Thank you for apologizing. All right. So Garuda, you want to go get fancied up?
Yeah, I would love to get fancied up.
All right. On a scale of 125 to 1,000,000, how fancy do you get?
That's all up to Captain Jenna.
Who just gave a speech about how you had to pinch pennies in these hard times.
Yeah, we're gonna go with like we're not going balls to the wall. All right, we're just kind of like getting respectable clothes, so we can go to a respectable place and have a respectable meal. All right.
Okay. So you would like to go to the lighter end of fancy clothes.
Yeah. We're
Okay.
going. The budget is tight.
Okay, so the cheapest clothes you could buy that other people would still consider fancy is 15 gold apiece.
Yep, we'll get some of those.
Okay.
So tempted just to splash out a ridiculous outfit for no reason.
All right.
I
don't know how.
think we brought Willie to Daggerford.
Did Willie come to Daggerford?
He's on the map with us.
I have to ask. Yeah, did he come with you?
Yeah,
would he been able to keep up?
I don't
plus,
think
there's the issue
so.
of keeping him moist.
We just put a tie
Yeah.
on. He's fancy now.
He's moist.
You got to keep the willy wet.
I don't like your use of the word moist.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So you leave your whale hound with Bloody Bjorn, who promises to keep your willy wet in your absence. Fair enough. He's like the Brock of your Pokemon team at this point. So just taking care of all you fucking Pokemon. All right.
God.
All right. So mark off 15 gold per person. If it is important to you to establish what your fancy character looks like, please take this time right now to tell me what your fancy character looks like. Jenna, do you need to describe your fanciness?
Just let everyone go first, and then
Okay. Oh, okay. Somebody is Googling fashion blogs right now. All right, Garuda.
Never done this before.
What does fancy Garuda look like? But not too fancy, because you guys only spent 15. So this is kind of like you went to church, but some of you still wore jeans. They don't have any holes in them, but like
fancy Garuda has on a top hat.
Okay.
A vest, a black vest on, some black slacks. Does have a shirt underneath the vest, just the vest, and a tie around coming down the vest.
All right.
It doesn't have no shoes. So top hat, vest, tie, and black slacks. No shoes.
Got it. All
Unless
right.
shoes are fancy. Do you need shoes to be fancy?
Bird people don't.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Do you want a monocle or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do want a monocle. I didn't even know I wouldn't want until you said it.
All right. Yeah, well, that's why I work at the fancy clothing shop.
Oh, and
all right.
Can I have a cane too?
Sure. Yeah.
Just turn yourself into Mr. Peanut.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
All right. There you go. You got a cane, a monocle, a top hat. You look fantastic. All right.
Thanks,
Afra. Yeah. No problem.
Oh, there's a picture.
Oh, you tossed up a picture in game art?
I tossed up a picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You wearing the mask too?
Definitely wearing the mask.
Okay.
Because I imagine they were like on clearance after the big masquerade, and I can't pass that up.
All right, fair enough. I linked it into chat. There we go. The honest girl, those shoes are amazing. So yeah. All right. Good
How'd
stuff.
you get
Good
that
stuff.
for 15 gold?
Says the guy with a monocle and a fucking cane. The head of the cane is actually just him wearing a top hat with a monocle. Yeah. How did you get that for 15 gold? All right. Davian, do you need to describe your dolling up process?
No. Davian is rebuffing any dress up. He's going to pose as the manservant of this group because 5 nobles with no servant among them? Come on.
Okay. Fair enough. Pietro, do you doll up?
No, but I saw it at one point in the various stores, but I can't find it now. What is a cloak of many fashions? Is that kind of pricey?
No, I think it's relatively cheap. I'd have to look it up real quick, but yeah, it's if you could find one for sale. Is the thing. Yeah.
Because I didn't see it listed at the local one, so I think I'm just shit out of luck.
All right. Yeah, because the inventory is constantly changing in these places, especially when downtime is happening. So let's see, cloak of protection, cloak of displacement, cloak of the manta ray, cloak of invisibility, cloak. Where are we at?
Keep an eye out for a cloak of displacement. We need to find it at some point.
Yeah, right. They think they're like 50,000 gold or something ridiculous. What is the name of it again? Cloak of many fashions.
Yes. Basically, it changes its appearance.
Oh, while wearing this cloak, you can use a bonus action to change the style, color, and apparent quality of the garment. The cloak's weight doesn't change regardless of its appearance. The cloak can't be anything but a cloak. Although it could duplicate the appearance of magical cloaks, it doesn't gain their properties. Yeah, I mean, that is a common enough item that if you could find it, they only run about 50 to 100 gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's not one to be found at this time, so maybe once I have the money, I should get one. But I will just pretend to be a manservant because I don't care how advanced we all are as a society due to the work of Dred Stewardon. I'm a half orc. I'm not going to be believed to be a noble.
All right. Fair. Okay. Jenna, rocking sort of a swan feather, like Greek goddess sort of.
Jenna gave the whole like spiel about pinching pennies, but then like when she got into it, she's willing to spend a little more on.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look yeah like some kind of goddess of beauty. So there you go. Between you and Afra, there are many jealous / longing gazes tossed your direction. You guys are definitely getting people's attention. No pressure, Willow. What do you got for us?
Well, I can't find an image that I like for some reason.
Okay.
Also, I'm not an expert on, woman's fashion, but
oh, okay.
For Willow, and I don't mind spending a little bit more, but
Mhm.
she's going to go for a very vintage, goth aesthetic.
Okay.
Very nicely dressed that will fit her form. She's going to be like a muscle person in like a goth dress, but I think it will look good. Something that will, I don't know.
Like a cat suit?
No.
Are you looking for like kind of a goth princessy type dress or
something like, when I say vintage, something that I think is suitable for someone that is like, mid-30s.
Okay.
Like
would you basically be like Robin, Lady Primewater's closet for this? It's
I don't know what she wears.
kind of,
I think that would be a fair assessment.
Yeah, she kind of dresses like a vampire. I'll be honest. So
sure, we'll roll with that.
Okay.
Like fuck that Dritz nonsense. I'm going.
Are you going for like a like all black? Is that the
I
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
found a half orc goth female picture
I'm not
How did
in
surprised.
you
Google.
find this?
I literally just Googled half orc female goth, and this is the first picture that came up.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be that hard to find.
All right, fair
The
enough.
half
Yeah,
orc
that
part
just
was
with
that
white
surprised
hair.
me.
Jeez.
All right, yeah, I get the general sense. But
The
you're looking for
general
something
vibe.
a bit more like, are you looking for less frills? Is that
Less frills, yeah. She's more
okay?
of a
Okay.
form over function kind of girl. Just
All right.
something that,
Oh,
you know.
jeez. Oh, wow,
Ooh.
man. That's
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's my friend She-Hulk. All right, what about?
Yeah.
Maybe that. It's like kind of a fusion of business suit and fashion. No.
I'm gonna be real with you. Kind of what Afro posted, just not as like extreme. Maybe like a little bit more.
Oh,
A
okay.
bit more
Okay.
like, you know. What's the word I'm
Yes, that
looking
is
for here?
indeed She-Hulk.
Yeah,
This
I
is
know
a
it is.
pretty game changing decision here. So,
Yeah.
all right. I think we're on the
And-
right track with She-Hulk, though. She-Hulk dress. There we go. Oh
I mean,
man.
when I was like fucking like coming up 6 feet tall and is jacked, so like close enough.
All right. Yeah, we'll kind of go with that. So you get sort of a goth kind of like black with just a little bit of frills but not too many, a little bit of buckles but not too many.
Reasonable.
Form-fitting but not overly sexualized formal attire.
Exactly.
Gotcha. All right.
And I'm going to, while still pretending to be like the help or whatever, I'm going to change my appearance using my
okay.
disguise kit again. And I posted up a picture in Game Art as far as what I'm
Oh.
going to try and go for. So, just sort of big old bushy beard with the braided tongues, and just sort of like emphasizing more of the orcish part of the half.
Okay, fair enough. Give me a
So,
disguise kit.
just-
Yeah.
Let's see if I can pull this off again.
Okay. Yeah, I
Oof.
mean, assuming that you take time and you have people kind of check your work, we'll say that you did it with advantage, unless
Okay.
you felt that this is a private thing that you wanted to do on your own.
No, this is a group effort, and I'm making myself appear stupid and dangerous. That way, I'm just sort of, oh, you're a thug.
Yeah. You definitely have a much more savage kind of bodyguard appearance. All right. So 4 nobles and their 2 bodyguards are now operating out of Daggerford.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Where will you be staying during your time in Daggerford? So that when people ask you, where are you staying? You'll have an answer.
The most uppity. We're looking for the most uppity inn, where we'll get the most gossip and information
Okay.
about the
Let's
council.
see.
I'd recommend the one I know of. I just don't remember the name of it.
Let's see.
What the fuck was the tavern called again?
The River Shining Tavern and Inn.
Yeah, I think that's the one, right?
Yeah.
Right. I will recommend it.
Is that the one
So-
where the council would be?
That is
Well,
the
it's-
location
It's
24.
close.
Yeah, it's location 24 on the map, and it is basically where right over here. It's a very large structure, similar. It's even bigger, excuse me, than the Lady Luck Tavern. It is a massive structure, and it is where most merchants who are not into rowdiness would stay when they're in town. So it does work for you guys, especially if you're posing as wealthy nobles or wealthy merchants who are swinging by the city. All right. While staying here, you do have access to your contacts within the Zentarum if you need to call upon them.
I will tell you guys if you want to contact the Zentarum. This is mostly where they operate. Here. If you want to, you don't have to, obviously.
Do you think that they would be in support of our ultimate plans, or would they prefer?
Well, isn't luck of the draw traveling with us?
Don't know.
I mean, did you? Yeah, I mean, I think you guys talked to Prime Order about that. Yeah, that
Yeah.
you would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was. I thought we were meeting him here.
Yeah.
I don't know if they are in support of us.
We'll just put a potted plant at the window. He will come and find.
Oh damn!
Basically.
Damn.
Like I said, you know,
Gotta love those movie references.
I don't remember. Were you guys okay with this entire? Like, there was that one guy. I don't know. I've forgotten his name. You were a bit. There was some tension between the two of you, or the two of you, but as a group and
We
him.
kind of worked with them, but then we more just worked with Mr. Primewater. But Mr. Primewater and Centarum have relationships and
Right.
business arrangements.
Okay. Because it's mostly me calling on old contacts, really. So just keep it in mind, I guess.
All right. The tavern is very happy to host such influential and wealthy individuals as yourself. They do set you up essentially with a like a very modest to wealthy lifestyle. So each day that you are staying in Daggerford, you don't have to worry about room and board, but it is going to cost you 5 gold per day to just stay at this inn, but be fed, have access to like private bath chambers, sitting room, like the whole deal. You guys would have like suites, a suite of rooms essentially.
Oh fuck! Yeah.
Yep,
spot
that
on
sounds good.
that.
All right.
This ain't the kind of stuff you get on a fucking ship.
Yeah, it's like lots of room to stretch out, lots of room to kind of breathe, do your meditations. Delicious food. The room itself has food in it at all times, so there's always like fresh fruits and cheese and bread, just always in the room. Yeah, bath facilities pretty nice. They don't have running water like Waterdeep. But servants do come by and clean the chamber pots and bring hot water if you bring a means to heat the water if you require hot water, all that kind of stuff. So it's it's a nice setup. There is always some manner of entertainment going on, and the very large sort of tavern area hosts many different activities as far as people playing cards, people playing at darts, gaming at dice, booths, private booths, like the whole deal. So it has a lot of that stuff covered. It kind of has a feeling of like medieval convention hotel, right? Like there's actual meeting rooms that can be rented and things like that, so that merchants who have come to meet in Daggerford can make wheeling and dealing business deals, essentially. And it's right next to the marketplace, so
convenient.
All right. What now? Are you guys? Do you have a name for your merchant company, or are you all secretly?
Oh god.
Jenna is AFK at the moment.
Okay.
But
Let's spitball a name.
The fancy bitches.
Sword Coast Acquisitions Incorporated.
Ooh, could get into a lot of legal trouble with that one.
Let's just do. Let's just do.
Like Holdings Incorporated.
Or you could be the
No,
sword
Holdings
You
Limited.
also-
Holdings
Wow.
Limited. Okay.
Yeah.
No. Storm Holdings Limited. No, that might be too much of a clue.
The totally not Storm Holdings Limited.
Well, I mean, Storm Coast. Remember, like Storm in this context for a shipping company is not going to tie to us when we're on the Storm Coast. So
No, but apparently we're now the Storm Chasers. That's the name of our adventuring group.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it.
Alright, I'm back.
So,
Look, she
Let's
put me
just-
on the
let's
spot,
do let's
alright?
do Storm Holdings Limited. Let's just do that.
Storm Holdings Limited. Okay.
I do have like proficiency in like forgery kits and like calligraphy, so like I could forge like some official documents.
Official
I also have
protocol.
proficiency, so anything that Jenna does in that end, I will assist.
Oh, you guys can work together.
Yep, we could work together.
All right. So you guys work together to forge some fake documents. All right. We will check the quality of these forgings with advantage when we need to. For now, we leave it a mystery of how well they were forged. All right. So you guys have essentially spent you would have arrived late in the evening. So you kind of hit up them shops right before closing, secured some rooms, and now you are all showing off your clothes and coming up with your cover story for the next day. Does that all sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would go down and play some dice in the I guess common room if there's
Okay.
gambling to be had.
Is the intention to gather information, make friends, or make money? Which of those? All of the above?
All of the above if possible, but more of make allies in the.
Okay. You are not under any duress. If you'd like to just take 10 on a gambling tools check, you certainly can. Are you proficient in gaming dice?
I am not, but I am proficient in sleight of hand. And so I would like to do that to try and manipulate the dice in my favor, if at all. And like hold them a certain way, so when I toss them, I know that they'll bounce in a certain way and come up the way I want them.
Because risk is now involved, I will need you to do a sleight of hand check.
Fair enough.
Okay.
And I'll do you need me to wager or just do a check?
Oh, the check will kind of determine where we're at from there.
Okay. All
right. Oof. Yeah, so as you sit down and you are kind of messing with the dice, a very firm hand kind of grabs a hold of yours, and you feel claws kind of dig into your arm, and you feel like the fur of the hand. You look up, slight pain from the claws, and you see Luck of the Draw staring at you. So you're in town and you're already cheating at dice, huh?
I don't know what you mean, friend.
I see. Well, you remind me a lot of some people I know, and this is definitely not the kind of place that you want to get caught cheating, but certainly a place you could walk away from cheating in. I don't suppose you've heard of the self-proclaimed storm chasers.
I may have heard something along those lines. I think they're had a falling out with a certain big guy back in Saltmarsh.
I see. I'm supposed to have met up with them. I've checked like 17 different taverns. I haven't seen them.
Well, you're in luck, friend. I might know a place where we could meet them.
Oh, interesting. All right, I just about given up. The name's Luck of the Draw, and you are?
Graf. Nice to meet you, Luck of the Draw.
Where exactly can I meet them at?
Well, I'll tell you what. You buy me a drink, and I'll introduce you.
He eye rolls super hard. All right. And he like settles down at the table, orders some drinks, looks bored.
Is there anyone nearby, or is it just the two of us sort of off to the side?
Well, the guys that you were dicing with, I guess Luck of the Draw gave them a look, and they left the table.
Okay.
It gave him kind of a crazy eyes look.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Damn my bad dice roll. All right. They are upstairs. We are masquerading as Storm Holdings Limited. We
Oh,
are trying
so
to.
your name's not really Graft. Got it.
No, it is not.
I
figured
see.
it would be best to continue the rule.
Oh, so underneath all that makeup and stuff, you're probably just Pedro.
You are correct.
All right. I had a suspicion, but I rolled very poorly on my insight and perception. So
You are being too kind. I highlight that, but we are upstairs lodging, and we can go sit down and see what plans you have.
it's better that I not be seen. Just tell me the room number. I'll come in through the window.
Fair enough. What is our? I'll tell him our room number.
Sure. All right. And he just says,
Enjoy your drink.
and he sort of just disappears into the crowd. All right. You guys hear rapping at the window. It's like early 90s West Coast, so a lot of explicit lyrics, but talking about the struggle, how real life can be, that sort of thing. Does anybody answer, or do you just enjoy the sweet melodies and clever use of colloquialisms?
Of course. Answer the window.
Okay. All right. You see two glowing green eyes staring at you from the dark night outside.
Oh, hello there, luck of the draw. Wait to come in, but sure.
All right. You let them in?
Yeah.
Thanks. I don't like to enter places without being invited.
What are you, a vampire?
Ah, that's a good one. Vampires in Saltmarsh. All right, so I ran into not Pietro downstairs trying to get himself into some rowdy boy trouble. You may want to talk to him about that.
Sure.
What was he doing?
He's trying to cheat at dice.
I'm going to
I don't like seeing a fellow cheat get in trouble, so I called him out on it before anyone else at the table could. So.
Pretty kind.
That's what they call me. Kindness. So, I am sorry to interrupt your dress-up party. It looks like some of you are like halfway into some sort of weird costume or some weird foreplay or something. What's the play here? Gellin told me I was supposed to get here post-haste.
So, did he tell you what we're doing?
I am aware of the situation.
Okay, just making sure. So we're basically our plan right now is to try and butter up with some of the council, find out who may not particularly like the Duchess, and leverage them to get us in and give us an opportunity to take her out.
Well, it's a sure bet that anybody that is as loved as the Duchess is going to have people who absolutely despise her. That's just the way. That's where the universe balances out. You might not realize it, but there's actually people out there that don't like me.
Jenna looks at Garuda.
Unbelievable.
They're still upset that why we letting stray cats to our room. Willow, darling, come on now. We are fancy people. We do not let stray cats come into our nice, very nice hotel room.
Not as good a job as the half-orc. Am I supposed to pretend this is someone different, or...?
Honestly, this is the best you're getting from me.
No, you look fantastic. You look great.
No, it's just I'm going to be perfectly honest with you all. I can't lie to fucking save my life, so I'm probably better off just not even trying.
Pretend you don't speak the language.
Yeah, just be a foreigner. Pull the foreigner card.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah. Like you represent interests from, I don't know, some gun. Like we'll have to look at a map, but I'm not really much of a talker in these sorts of things, and let me just put it this way: Tabaxi have an extremely bad reputation in the realms. People tend to think that we're a little shady.
Don't worry. Like, listen, just it's really amusing how many people just think being like a half-orc, like, they just assume you're like. Someone called me a fucking shaman.
Oh, that's hard. That's hard. The worst one that I run into is they're always like, Tabaxi has wares if you have the coin. Like, oh, I haven't heard that one before. Anyways, listen, my specialties involve murdering, infiltrating, and murdering after infiltrating. So if anything that you need falls into that wheelhouse, I will autonomously take care of these tasks. So is there anyone you need murdered, or is there any place that you need to break into?
Well, the keep. And
Okay, you want me to start finding ways into the keep?
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. All right. No time like the present. What?
Any way to completely remove the body, if you know what I mean.
Oh. Well, keep in mind that if you're trying to completely remove the body, like that's the easy work. If you're trying to lock down the soul, you're going to have to look into magic jars. You should know about that kind of stuff.
I mean,
You
we just use
mentioned the
Surge
soul
to
could. Sorry, go ahead.
explode her.
Oh, no. You see, being a person who kills other people for money in a high fantasy setting, I have to know these sorts of things. If you kill a high-profile target, it's more or less just an inconvenience. If you leave the body behind, especially if the body has a mouth, they'll use Speak with Dead, and they'll rat you out no problem. That's why so many people get their heads chopped off when they're murdered, because that makes it pretty much impossible for them to be revivified or have a Speak with Dead. I think it also kind of hoses a raised dead too. But really, how high-profile targets can afford a resurrection, and in that way, they only need to have access to like a single piece of the body to bring the whole body back to life. Now, admittedly, that's some, as the halflings would say, big dick magic, but we don't necessarily have to worry about that unless this Duchess is really well connected. Now, Doomsday scenario, she's so well connected that someone would somehow be able to call upon the ninth circle of magic and bring her back via a true resurrection spell. At which point, the only way to lock that thing down is with a soul gem or a magic jar. But I don't think that she's that well connected. I mean, if Gellin said to remove the body, you remove the body. I mean, you know, acid splash. I mean, that's like the easiest way to do it. You just keep acid splash until there's nothing left.
Well, I mean, I could probably like, I don't know, disintegrated vivifiable.
Okay, well, fireball. I mean, bones don't really. I mean, they burn, but it takes a lot. It's going to be a lot of fireballs there. Maybe, yeah.
Extremely potent.
Where is the closest farm? We just feed their body to pigs.
Yeah, there are a lot of pig farms around here.
I'll stab her with Surge. It'll be fine. He'll explode her.
Won't she explode and then we'll have pieces of her body everywhere?
Surge is that hooch of a trident that's always trying to find a new master.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think let me read the description. I think it completely destroys them.
Well, I mean,
Surge kind of speaks up in your mind. I destroy them at a cellular level.
Yes. He destroys them at a cellular level.
Does that work if he stabs a body, or does he have to have the killing blow?
I must have the killing blow.
I mean, we can.
So we can't rely on Surge.
No, but if you
Yes,
hold
we
her
can.
down, is all
we
I'm
do
saying.
we do non-lethal damage to put her down, and then Afra stabs her in the neck.
And then we wait for Afra to attack her 10 times to finally hit her.
Now, here's the thing. I mean, this is a tough job, obviously, because she's an important person. And she's got a special little castle she lives in, and there's guards, and there's a temple of paladins, like right outside her front door, and all that jazz. But you might want to make sure you do as much background information on her as possible. I've had some nasty surprises. I went to kill a man once, and it turned out he was a Rakasha. Or Rakasha, Rakusha, I don't know. Basically, like a badass, like cat person, like more badass than
Jesus.
Sure.
Who's that?
Yeah. So there's so many funky shape-changing creatures around that you always want to make sure, because when you go in for the kill, the last thing you need is for them to like Hulk out and turn into a pit fiend or something.
Wait, you said you went up against the Rakshasa? Did it come back to try and kill you?
Oh no, I ended up having to work for him for like 7 years.
You still work for him?
That's neither here nor there. So the important thing is I'm working with you now.
Yeah.
And I have been given a task. I will find you a way into that castle.
Mm-hmm. Well, a quick question. Are we trying to sneak in and kill the Duchess? Or are we trying to get an audience with Plant and the assassin, and then we, as a group, get the body out?
We're trying to explore every option.
Ah, okay. And I would also like to point out, if we need to observe the town hall, the council chambers, it's conveniently straight across from the marketplace from the whorehouse.
Where is it?
All right, I'll check back with you tomorrow night. For now, try to keep your noses clean.
Yeah, let's not get caught cheating at dice.
All right.
Nice.
So, you are now in Daggerford. You have your false identity set up. You have an expert at infiltration trying to figure out a way into the establishment. You know a bit more about your quarry, and you have the framework for success set up to start finding possible weaknesses in her defenses, both socially, politically, and actually physically. All right. Seems like a pretty good time to sort of wrap things up, and you guys have a whole week to plan your next move. I'll leave you here on the Daggerford page, and you guys can sort of plot and plan your next move. We'll assume that morning comes and it is a fresh day in Daggerford, with you guys ready to start in on whatever method you decide on to make progress in your goal.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. And we're gonna keep playing at this time slot for now. So just gonna keep that in mind. I hope everybody's staying safe and healthy and all that jazz. Even if you need toilet paper, murder is never worth it. Okay. That's my pro tip. Yeah.
Pro tip. Right from prison.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what? You talk to me about that pro tip when you're out of toilet paper.
Yeah. I have bidets in my place, so why would I care? So.
Damn, Crash, you fancy.
I grew up in Italy, man. Like you get, I don't understand. Anyways, we're not gonna talk about toilet paper, all that jazz. But anyways, yeah, information that I have for you guys, I posted in announcements. But if any of you guys decide you want to run some games, you can use our Discord. I have a bunch of resources posted. So just contact me if you need like a channel set up and invites sent out and all that jazz. We'll get you and your friends and family set up so that you have a place to play. If you know anybody that would benefit from legendary D&D Beyond access, normally it's just available to people in paid games, but D&D Beyond gave me like 20 something extra slots So if you know anybody that would benefit from having access to every single published thing ever, I don't know how long I'm going to keep the slots. Obviously, I think through the rest of the year, but could be a cool way to help somebody out that wants to run a certain adventure or just have access to all of the books. Yeah. Anybody else have any announcements or anything?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Thanks.
And then there's a Hero Quest game this Saturday morning that's coming up. So the Saturday that's coming up, so six days from now, I guess. I'm giving preference to people that have played in it previously, but anybody that's interested, please let me know. It caps out at 6 people. It's been a lot of fun so far. So level 5 one-shot adventure basically. But that's all I got. All right. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And oh yeah, if you're interested in Odyssey